Okay. All right, so welcome everybody. If you're watching this, this is Civ4 AI Survivor. We're on Season 3. We're in the playoffs now. This is game number 2. So because this is the playoffs, that means every leader that you see here has either finished first or second in one of the previous matches. In theory, that means these are the best of the best. In practice, that might not necessarily be true. There is a fair amount of randomness and luck in these games, but generally speaking, we do see higher quality leaders in the playoffs as opposed to the ones that don't make it. So let's go around, get a quick look at our map. Here's our continent that we have. As usual, it's kind of a circular blobby map because I don't pick maps unless they look somewhat like this, with the AI leaders distributed around the outer corners, and then there's a random peninsula over here for no particular reason. All right, in the northwest, we have Peter of Russia. Peter finished second in his opening round match. He is a low piece weight leader, and he is quite aggressive, so we'll have to see where he chooses to pick his aggression. His most likely targets are Mansa and Gandhi, but they are awful far away, so he might do better attacking someone closer. In the north-central part, we have Pakal, the only Mayan leader in Civ4. He makes it here by virtue of the wildcard game. He finished second in the wildcard. He is a low piece weight leader, but he also is quite peaceful, which is a little bit surprising. He will probably try to build his way out of this start. It has kind of a slow starting position, very, very low food. This is the dreaded Plains Cow start for those of you who have played a lot of Civ 4. In the northeast, we have Qin Shi Huang of China. Don't be fooled by the yellow borders. This is a Chinese leader. He's got a very nice starting position from a resource standpoint. Expansion might be a little bit trickier. He also finished second place in his opening round match behind Julius Caesar, who had a very dominant run in his opening round game. We'll be seeing Caesar in the next game, but for now, Qin is can be kind of a difficult leader to figure out. Likes to build wonders, isn't particularly aggressive. We'll see what he does with that marble in this particular game. In the southeast, we have Gandhi. Gandhi is one of the most unique leaders in Civ 4. He is hyper-pacifistic. He is almost never declares war. He is very quick to ask for aid in war if someone declares on him, though. And he also has the highest piece weight in the game. He's the only one with a piece weight of 10. So the leaders that have low piece weights, like Peter, like Pakal, they will be predisposed to not like him. That said, he has a very sheltered starting position, so we'll see what he makes of it. In the south central part, we have Mansa Musa. Mansa is probably the game's best economic AI. He is ridiculously good at researching stuff on the tech tree. He can get in trouble by not building enough units. That's his biggest Achilles heel. Yeah, it's not Tex Leader Gandhi. We did fix that. We had a little mistake in the game setup the first time Gandhi appeared, and he was Tex Key Leader Gandhi, just FYI. But just to wrap this up, Mansa, yeah, amazing economic leader. He is spiritual, financial, really good combination for the AIs. Mansa has been really good in the past. Mansa's appeared in 6 previous games, and he's won 4 of those 6 games, so he's been pretty dominant in past years. We'll see what he does in this game. If he doesn't get ganged up on, he's going to be in great shape, but his diplomatic situation is going to be poor with everyone other than Gandhi. And then finally, we have de Gaulle, of one of the 3 French leaders in Civ 4 over here. De Gaulle had, let's just say, a pretty terrible run in the first 2 years of AI Survivor. He was like dead last in both of the first 2 seasons. I think he was 50th place and 52nd place. There's only 52 leaders, so when you're finishing 50th and 52nd, that's pretty bad. That said, he actually outright won his opening round game. I should mention that Mansa and Gandhi also won their opening round games. Came in first place, so who knows? Maybe this is a new leaf for de Gaulle. We're going to see. A lot of people liked his quintuple food capital, so we'll see what he makes of that one. And let's get started, shall we? So we'll watch the religious race. There's quite a few leaders here that start with mysticism. Both Pakal and Gandhi start with mysticism as a tech, so they can both pursue a religion. It looks like they are both going for one. Pakal has 1 turn lead right now, but he does not. He won't get the tiebreaker. Gandhi will win the tiebreaker because he's first in alphabetical order, which is how we resolve these. So it could be close. And then it looks like Mansa and Peter are going for religion as well. Mansa makes sense, although what is this? What is this, Mansa? He's got a 6 food corn tile right here, and he's building a road on a hill instead. Anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome Lucifer. Glad you could make it here. Anyway, so we'll see who wins the religious race. The other thing we're watching is where they choose to send their initial settlers. So let's go ahead and look at that, shall we? So where you see the archer is where they're sending their initial settler. De Gaulle looks like he's headed for the southern tundra, so that's good to see. Peter east, Pakal southeast. Chin really can't go anywhere other than south. Mansa northwest, and Gandhi northwest as well. Places that make logical sense. All right, no one's placed yet. So Gandhi has popped bronze working from a hut. That's the only way he could adopt slavery on turn. What turn is this? Turn 4. That's pretty funny. So the only way that's even possible is if you start with mining tech, which Gandhi does, and then he pops bronze working from a hut. That's pretty awesome. Okay. So let's see. We should see some cities starting to pop up. All right. So here's de Gaulle. Like, as much as I want to criticize him, this is actually a pretty smart place to put a city, right? He's got the Plains Hill for the double production on the center tile. He can split off this fish resource to his second city. He's got a dry wheat. Like, this isn't awful. That said, he should have pushed east. He should have gone over here. But it could be worse. And who else? We also saw Mansa found. And that's... Let's see. This is a good city as well. He's got a... Ooh, the only thing that's bad about this is that rice is under the jungle. That's going to delay him being able to hook this up. If this was not jungled, he'd just have the 5 food tile immediately. But he has double food resources. He's got some hills for production. And another nice thing is he claims territory towards the center of the map, which is always key. This is not a big map, and just getting land in the middle of the map is key. Yeah, the dreaded Plains cow, right? But it's good here because he's got the rice for 5 food tile, and then that gives him a 3 production tile, so not that bad. And then in the great race for the religions, it looks like Pakal is still 1 turn ahead for the moment. Pakal's grabbed a nice spot for himself as well. 5 food, dry corn, and then double ivory, and even spices later on down the road. Oh, and horses. He doesn't know the horses are there yet because he doesn't have animal husbandry, but horses. So this is a great second city. Really nice. Also brings him pretty close to Mansa already. And then, let's see. So now all the cities are down. So Gandhi, who is probably going to found a religion, will then be able to hook up copper from like turn 10 or something ridiculous. He's already farming his wheat. So Gandhi's off to a great start. Like, this is a dream start for Gandhi. And with that early copper, he's actually not going to be easy pickings for an attack if it comes. Up here, Chin's founded on the stone, which is a smart place. He has the... I talk about the dreaded Plains cow. This is the perfect place to found your city. On the stone, Plains Hill with a stone, so he gets the 3 production on the center tile. And then he's got a 6 food pigs tile. Really nice. Yeah, Gandhi pulled ahead. Well, Gandhi was ahead. Oh, you're right. Gandhi tied. So now he has the tiebreaker with Pakal. And then over here, Peter... All right, this is good long term, but it's garbage for right now. Everything's under jungle. This will be a useless city until he gets iron working. Okay, so let's watch the race. Let's see if Gandhi can maintain his 1 turn... Well, I was going to say 1 turn lead, but it's really he's got the tiebreaker. So he looks like he'll get a religion, and it looks like Mansa is going to get the other one because no one else is in range to get polytheism or to get meditation that early. Peter's going for it, and this is a big waste. Peter should not be going for this. He's wasting his time. Also, AI logic, farming the dyes resource before you farm that 5 food corn. Yeah, makes a lot of sense, right? You see over here, at least Mansa has... so this is one reason why agriculture food resources are so much better for the AI in Survivor than having like animal husbandry resources, because they can connect the agriculture ones immediately. Like, look how much time Mansa and Gandhi are spending on religious pursuits. The fact that this is a corn means he can irrigate it immediately, whereas the cows just sit there unused for a long time. So I've made this point before, but that's one of the reasons why the agriculture resources are so good early in the game. Yeah, so this is one thing. One problem for Team Good, they could have dueling religions, and that will hurt them as opposed to if they both share the same faith. But on the other hand, by founding the early religions, they're going to claim a ton of territory. All right, so there's our first religion, polytheism, or Hinduism founded. Gandhi, of course, picks Hinduism. Although he actually was on polytheism, so he would have gotten Hinduism anyway, even if this wasn't the choose religions game. And then up here we have Mansa is going to win the meditation race in a couple turns. If you're curious about who is going to be the first one to get another settler out, note that Mansa's already making a lot of progress towards his next settler, and I think he's going to be the first one to 3. Yeah, looks like he's going to be the first to 3 by a good margin. Again, that's almost entirely due to the fact that he has this 6 food tile here, and he even farmed the floodplain for another 4 yield tile, and he's going to farm this for yet another one. He doesn't need all this food, but I mean he doesn't have anything else to do. He doesn't have mining. He doesn't have animal husbandry. So yeah, why not? Might as well. He should go for animal husbandry next. We'll see if he's smart enough to do that. Mansa will pick Islam. That's correct. So that should pop up in Dejene right here. And Peter, who invested all this research into an early religion, is going to get nothing. All right, so there it is, as predicted, as you guys said. And Mansa with the early slavery, too. Did he pop bronze? He must have. Okay, so he popped bronze working from a hut. Both Mansa and Gandhi have popped bronze working from a hut. That's ridiculous. They did not need that. They did not need that advantage. They're already very strong leaders. They don't need that too. Free slavery. Note that Gandhi's already getting ready to connect his copper. Oh wait, yeah, you're right. I think you're correct. I think Mali does start with that. Because he never researched mining, and I don't think he popped 2 techs from huts. Mali. Yeah, okay, they're wheel mining. You are correct. You're correct. Losing first 2 bonuses again. Yeah, just playoff. All right, but so they both got an early religion, and Mansa's city, his holy city, is just in an awesome position because it's going to pump out culture right here in the middle of the map and just claim a lot of territory for him. So, and Gandhi's in a nice spot too. Like Gandhi will probably get these horses as a result of that, which could be a little troublesome for Mansa. Does he have another? Yeah, he's got horses over here though, so he's fine. And this also means his iron's going to be in range very quickly for Mansa. Mansa and Musa are favored by the gods, so they get lucky hut results. True, it does feel like that. If you pop bronze working, does that mean you enslave the hut residents? I don't think so. All right, so these next couple turns will be quiet. We'll just advance a couple turns quickly and see where these settlers go. So Mansa's the first to get a settler out. Gandhi looks like he's going to be the next. Chin's actually getting... Oh, this is the advantage of that stone on a plains hill. He gets this settler out super fast, even though he's only size 1. He's going to get that out quickly, whereas Peter is struggling because he's building the settler in that city. Yeah, not a great decision there. Okay, where is this settler going? Going northeast. Okay. And Chin now has picked up bronze working as well. He might be doing better than we think. So, yeah. And of course, in addition to all of Mansa's other bonuses, the fact that he gets the skirmishers to play around with is super nice too. All right, he's heading east. I wonder if he's going to try to claim this rice resource. You know, if he cuts off Gandhi, like if he puts a city right here, he's going to get a good... he might get a larger share of the land than he might otherwise, because there's a ton of land over here. Of course, Gandhi will probably get that peninsula, but... All right. That's kind of an odd spot. Well, no, never mind. It makes sense. He saw the bananas and the rice. That's why he grabbed this. Okay, so kind of a very poor city until he manages to get ironworking and can cut these down. But long term, very nice. Cottage heaven, for sure. Alrighty. Has Gandhi's borders already popped at Bombay? If not, they will soon. Gandhi looks like he's headed for the southern tundra with this settler, which is not a great... Alright, not a great decision. It looks like he's going after the stone, I guess. Though I think he already has that in his territory. Okay, so Chin's now got a settler out, and De Gaulle has one too. De Gaulle looks like he... Oh no, he built it at size 1. I was going to say, did he whip that? But no, he built it at size 1. Okay. Mansa's already on ironworking. Geez, okay. That's a smart tech for him, because he doesn't know it, but he has iron right here. He also just built a barracks. Wow, this is look, this is just a strong capital. I don't know what else to say. 6 food, 4 food, 4 food. All of these tiles on a river, and then the 4-2 grassland tile. Like, this city's going to grow ridiculously fast, and have good production too. Now we'll see if he's smart enough to start mining some of these hill tiles. He also needs to get more workers out. Note that Mansa only has 1 worker. Oh no, never mind, he has 2. I'm sorry, he does have 2 out. All right. So Gandhi, yeah, that's not the best place to put your third city. I mean, it's safe. I guess it makes sure he doesn't have to deal with barbs down there, but that was a wasted settler. All right, Chin is heading northwest. I'm not quite sure where he's going with this one. Pakal should have a settler out. Yeah, he's heading west towards Peter. Peter is still delayed. De Gaulle looks like he wants this little lake region here. Or something. Meanwhile, look at this. Mansa's already on another settler. Jeez, he is off to just an amazing start. And meanwhile, Gandhi is already building axes on turn 27. That's really early. Yep, Mansa's just rolling at this point. Mansa's capital grew 2 sizes. If you have enough food overflow, I believe you can grow 2 sizes in 1 turn in Civ 4. Not 100% sure. Anyway, so Pakal has opted, instead of to go towards the Mansinator, he has gone towards Peter. So that just squeezes Peter on territory. Peter's off to a terrible start here. I mean, this is early, right? Score this early in the game is not necessarily indicative of what happens, but I wouldn't say it's been a great start for Peter or de Gaulle at this point. And Qin founded over here, which is not an especially great city. Note the early Great Wall and the culturally appropriate choice for the Chinese. Like Guangzhou just doesn't really claim much in the way of territory or resources. He would have done better to go over in this spot here, but we'll see. De Gaulle should be planting. All right, so he went for this spot. I mean, it gets him iron, I guess. I don't know. Wouldn't say it's that great. Go Team Angel. All right, any other wonders under production yet? Okay, early Stonehenge from Peter. Does not have stone. He is not... he's philosophical expansive. I guess it's good for the philosophical trade. It's not so good for his other traits. So Mansa's, yeah, here. So this settler's going south. Probably not where he should be going, but whatever. We get to see a tiny Great Wall here. It's a very cute Great Wall. Don't get me wrong. De Gaulle just wants to put ships on the lake. Oh, you're right. He can send ships onto that lake now because the city acts as a canal. And where's Peter sending? All right, Peter is going southeast, which is a good decision because if he sent this one to like the north coast, he'd be in a lot of trouble. At least this way he's going to get some land. The pig's resource like single-handedly saves this city from being awful. But once he gets the pigs hooked up, he'll be okay. And if he builds Stonehenge, then that'll look pretty nice. All right, Mansa, not sure where he's headed. Probably this wants a city on this spot or something. All right, Gandhi building another settler. Mansa also building another settler. Qin working on one. All right, looks like most leaders are working on settlers right now. De Gaulle also. All right, so we'll see another batch of settlers out in a turn or two. Just feels like Mansa's like slightly ahead of the pace right now. And that'll give him horses. That'll give him spices, another calendar resource. He's looking pretty good. Oh, look at this, double settlers from Mansa. Jeez, slow down there, buddy. Just kicking butt right now. We'll see if he... oh, he's about to finish ironworking, and then we'll see if he connects that. Not that he really needs to iron units right now, because he's the Gert wall, the OK wall. Great Wall around the peak is pretty funny. Where's it going around the peak? Oh, yeah, here. It's like, we include this mountain, not these, just this mountain. Whoop. That's pretty scenic, right? Can you imagine if the Great Wall actually did this in real life? If it, like, looped around like this? Whoop. Anyway, I'm wasting time. Yeah, Mansa completed a settler, and he's working on number 6 and 7, right? Oh, wait, he completed another one? Are you sure? Did he finish another one? I don't think he has one out on the map right now. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's check to see. No, he doesn't have one out. He has 5 and 6 in production, not 6 and 7. So he's doing well, but he's not doing that well. Just FYI. Also, note that Gandhi's going to take the monotheism religion, so that will pop up down here in Vijayanagara. This is such a weird spot for a city. I guess he just really wanted to put ships on that lake or something. And then elsewhere, the Chinese just finished a settler, though, I think. Weren't they working on one? I think they have one out. Yeah, one over here on one of these tiles they have a settler. Right here. Okay. The Great Wall does go through mountains near New Manchuria. Okay, that makes sense. I know some parts of China are very mountainous. So it looks like, oh man, this is just not Peter's game, is it? So like Peter building Stonehenge, and over here Gandhi's like, nope. Guess what? I'm going to build the Stonehenge. Look at me. I'm the Stonehenge builder. Yeah, Taoism. So after Gandhi gets Hinduism, it's just random what he picks after that. Yeah, it's just totally random after that. So Peter is going to be foiled yet again in what he was trying to do. Yeah, Gandhi and Mansa are absolutely killing it right now. Okay, I wanted to see where there's... we do have our first Barb City up here in the northeast corner, in an out-of-the-way spot. I wanted to see where there were settlers out on the map. So de Gaulle does have another settler out right here. He continues to build his empire eastward. This is you know what? This is a pretty good city. It's not on a river, but in every other way, it's nice. Horses, marble, corn, and pigs. And then it has these 3 hill tiles over here for some production. Pretty sweet. I mean, it's better as a slaving city, but pretty good long term. And of course, the board. Oh, and now we've got a Barb City right here. That's a key spot because it's got ivory and pigs. Yeah, that's pretty important who manages to claim that one. Let's see, does de Gaulle have access to an early metal? He does. He's going to need ironworking, but he will. The reason why I point that out is the civs that capture the Barb Cities are usually ones that can connect a metal resource early on. Peter does not have one right now, so he'll be slow, whereas Mansa is about to connect iron. So Mansa is probably favored to get this, but it's mostly dumb luck who gets what. And Mansa finished a settler there, and now he's finishing another settler in his capital, so we'll see where he chooses to go with them. Gandhi's going to finish Stonehenge next turn. This little river valley, you know, is pretty evenly distributed between Pakal and Chin, but it looks like Chin's going to get it. Yep, that's a nice spot. I mean, a ton of jungle, but on a plains hill, floodplains, nice spot. Oh, look at this. Stonehenge not built by Gandhi. Oh, the snipe. That must be Peter. He must have finished it. Right? Let's just check to see. No, the Mayans. Holy crap. Someone I wasn't even looking at. So Pakal got it. Wow. Where did he even build it? Was that in his second city? Yep. All right. Wow. He sniped it. So Peter didn't get it, but it was taken by Pakal. He is going to have a lot of culture in Lakamha. Just to tell a story, I always remember this city because in the Apolitan demo game, when we were playing against the Spanish team, this was the name of their second city, and they had like this ridiculously awesome plant due to the terrain they had near them. Okay, wow, so we didn't even have Pakal on our radar as far as who was going to build that, but he did get it. Okay. So Gandhi, a little bit of a waste for him. He just invested a lot of time. He did just plant this city, though. So that squeezes Mansa a little bit. Gandhi has been doing a pretty good job. I mean, okay, yes, he tossed this city down, which was a mistake, but he's done a decent job of expanding towards his opponents. Mansa's got one settler headed out there. His other one's hanging out in his capital for no apparent reason, because the AI does stuff like that. Peter, does he even have a third settler out on the map right now? Yes, he does. Okay, so we'll have to keep an eye on this. Note that it's running around unescorted because reasons. But and there's a settler up here, so the Mayans are backfilling now. I will say it's really good for Chin that he grabbed this spot. That's going to squeeze Pakal pretty good. But I would say that Mansa and Gandhi definitely seem to be way ahead of the pack right now. Yeah, so here comes Mansa. He's sending one settler off to the west. He's going aggressive with this one. Oh boy, and he's going to get something in this area. Maybe just right on that tile. Yeah, okay. So this city is absolute garbage right now, but give him time to chop down the jungle and it'll be a very nice city. Like, it's actually unhealthy at size 1 right now because there's no tiles to work. But if he chops down chops this down, gets the gems. I mean, he's going to have gems for happiness. What is it? What does he have in terms of luxuries? I'm just curious. Okay, not as great as I thought. 3 calendar resources, 2, and then the gems. And more if you can get this over here. He has religion, though, which is helping. The religion really helps the AI with happiness in the early game. Also, finally now going for pottery to start building cottages. And then I was curious where Peter's settler was going. Note that De Gaulle, oh, by the way, De Gaulle is on ironworking, so he will be able to connect his iron when he slowly researches his way up there. Oh, here's Peter's settler. I guess he's going up for the copper, which makes sense. He needs to get a metal resource connected. Although he's taking his time about it. Probably going to found on that tile. So we had a request to see what the relationship looked like. Okay, so here's what the relationship looks like. De Gaulle and Gandhi their score is 0, and that means they're furious with each other. Furious, even at a score of 0. Pretty amazing, right? De Gaulle's actually the worst enemy of Mansa Musa, but interesting. So yeah, De Gaulle is the worst enemy of Gandhi and Mansa Musa. All right, look at this though. Gandhi. Okay, so Gandhi's the worst enemy of everyone. That's why I think Mansa will be okay in this game, because a lot of the aggression is going to be directed towards Gandhi and not Mansa. Yeah, -4 Gandhi, Mansa. But notice that even with them being at -4, they're only cautious, so they're less likely to declare war. When Mansa's this unhappy with De Gaulle, oh, he is unhappy. He's annoyed with Gandhi. Never mind. Gandhi's only cautious with him. That would be funny if the two of them went after each other. That would certainly shake up this game. I think over time, though, their trading and open borders will keep their relationship in good shape. Note that Mansa grabs another city over here. He's really getting a large portion of the map right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very nice. Does he have any other settlers out right now? Nope, no more settlers right now. He doesn't have any, none in production either. So he's going to sit on this for the time being. Gandhi appears to have a settler out. No, that's a missionary, not a settler. Okay, so Gandhi doesn't have a settler out. He is building one. Chin seems to have a... Yeah, Chin's pushing pretty aggressively south. He's done a good job of expanding here, although I think his tech rate's not very good. And is this a new settler? Yes, Pakala's a new one too, although Pakala's running out of room to expand. We'll see where he puts it. And De Gaulle went up here. He grabbed this spot with his settler. This is an awful city, except he can borrow some of the food from the capital, which it looks like he's doing. Yep. All right, so we're just about at turn 50. We'll get a new overview then. I don't know why Mansa's going for polytheism, or why his rate is so low for that. Interesting. Well, his research rate will improve as he starts to build cottages. His rate, I guess, is slow because he's expanded so much at this point. Alright, so this will take us to turn 50. Alright, let's get our traditional overview, which I use in the reports. Alright, here we go. That should cover it pretty well. Trying to get the best spot for this screenshot. Okay, there we go. So who do we think is doing well? Mansa's doing well. I would say Gandhi's doing well, although has kind of slowed down a little bit from his initial start. I like the fact that Pakal managed to pick up the Stonehenge. I don't like the fact that he's mostly out of space. I like Chin's opening, although I think he might struggle a little bit. If he can get this land like right here in this region, I like his chances to maybe finish second or something like that. De Gaulle appears to have 0 culture anywhere in his territory. I do like the Moai statue build this early in the game. But he's got 5 cities and he's got another settler out, so he could be doing a lot worse. Alright, GMP, there's not too much of a difference yet. Mansa's, because he's expanded so much, his economy has not really kicked into high gear yet. Production's pretty close, except Peter is trailing. Food is reasonably close, although the 3 northern leaders are definitely behind there. Power, oh man, so Mansa's #1 in power, so don't expect someone to like run over him anytime soon. Gandhi's second off that early iron resource. Peter's in last. Peter's struggling a lot, and then culture, those two are leading. There's the Stonehenge from Pakal. So that's where we stand after 50 turns. I wouldn't say Pakal's screwed. He just is. He's going to be, he's not going to have a lot of land here. We'll see what he's able to make do. He is a leader who can be effective even on a small amount of land. He's actually second now, but that's because his borders have popped. And I'm curious where De Gaulle is sending this settler. There it is. Okay. I thought for a second it died to the barbs, but no, he just ran it in the opposite direction, apparently. For some reason, the AI likes to build roads before it cuts down jungle. This gems resource is going to help Mansa a lot, though, because you can see he's struggling with unhappiness. And, of course, it also just is worth a lot of commerce. All right, so here's where Qin is settled. He's gone for a, like, this is a super aggressive plant by him. Look how far away this is from his other cities. Way down here. It's a good city, though. Copper and cows. Of course, he can't grow right now, but it's a good city long term, if he can hold it. Fortunately for him, Gandhi's about the least aggressive leader you're ever going to see, so Gandhi's probably not going to make much of a move after that. That Barb City, no one's made a serious attempt to go attack yet. And De Gaulle, where is that settler going again? Oh, here it is. Okay. It's unescorted, though, so this could, you know, there's a Barb running around. He's lucky he moved in a way that the Barb couldn't hit. Still running around unescorted. Pretty crazy. Alright, now there's finally an archer covering it. Anyone else have a settler out on the map? Let's see. Peter's got one over here. Probably just going to found on the coast. Yeah. That'll be his... he'll get that spot there. Mansa appears to have stopped expansion for the time being, although he did now chop down the, let's see, this should fix his unhappiness, because he'll get that mine out. Yep, we'll see if that induces him to expand. And here's De Gaulle, did end up getting that spot, so he's up to 6 cities. This territory is getting split relatively evenly between De Gaulle and Mansa. Mansa's now it's like now that he connected that resource, now he's back onto settler duty. I think the AIs, if their science rate drops too low, they stop expanding. Maybe not. He's only on 30% research, though. Who knows? I can't figure it out. Anyway, yeah, Gandhi is not aggressive at all, but he's moving up in this direction. So Peter did found that city on the coast, as we expected. And then this city here, Pakal, dropped in one of the few remaining areas he had territory. Is Aryan growing? Oh, yeah, you're right. That city will just be auto-raised right now. You're right. It hasn't grown yet. I expect it will grow after this worker gets completed, though. So here's our first request for open borders. Sounds like a deal, Pakal. And he is pleased with us. We'll get more. Alright, so yeah, Mansa's on double settlers. He'll probably try to get another city here, and then he does have room for like 2 more cities in the tundra. I think we missed this city from Gandhi, Varanasi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, wow, he's okay. So Gandhi's on 6 cities now. Doesn't have a ton of land, but he's got a lot of culture in what he does have. That's for sure. He's on triple settlers. Oh, geez, you're right. Like he might. What if he found there, and like down in the south? Okay. Well, we'll see. I mean, if he gets 3 more spots, he's at what, 9? We'll see how much territory is still available. By the way, this city has been really, really strong for Qin. It looks like it's going to land in the pyramids, all because he planted on the right on top of the stone. So Aryan is slowly starting to grow, so it looks like it will be captured and not auto-raised when it finally gets completed. Yeah, you guys are like, no, Mansa's not on double settler, he's on triple settler. Did he finish? No, nah, never mind. But yeah, he obviously just seems to feel like he's got enough. Ooh, who founded Christianity? Oh, Gandhi. Okay, so Gandhi now has 3 religions. He's just gobbling them all up, basically. So that was probably the theology religion that yeah. No, Code of Laws. He went for Code of Laws. Okay, I didn't know if he had a clear path to go get that tech. You see, you have to clear writing to pick up Code of Laws, and oftentimes the AI doesn't have that. Okay, interesting. So let's see where this settler goes. All right, headed down to the south. There it is. Got a chariot clearing the way. And now Gandhi went to caste system. Note that Gandhi and Mansa are pretty far ahead of the field. No, that city's still there. That'll be there for a while. It's going to take them a long time to get up there. Trust me. When Barb cities are that far out of the way, they usually have usually stick around for quite some time. All right, so the first settler looks like it's going here. Wouldn't have been my first choice for where to send a settler, but that seems to be the call. This one's still in production, and the other two are still in production. That one was just whipped. Yes, we will sign open borders with you, Gandhi. Where did that one go? He had just finished a settler in that city. Where did it go? I mean, he was building a settler in that city. Maybe he stopped building it. Looked like it was just about to complete, though. Oh, well. Yeah, he swapped off. He stopped building the settler after he founded this city here. Must have been one of those things where his research dropped too low or something. Pakal's face when he scouts 3 settlers. Yeah, so apparently he canceled those builds just because his finances dropped too low after founding that city. Usually, yeah, I think it's because I think it's his cost got too high. So he called off the expansion for the time being. And Pakal snapped up that spot right there. So it looks like the borders are mostly getting settled right now. Really would have been nice for Mansa to finish one more and drop it up here. 1, 2, 3. Because like this he would have gotten later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But he has 7, and like these are all high quality cities. They're most of them are on rivers, which is really nice for a financial leader. We'll see if he makes an expedition to go try and take Arian over there. And now this area is closed off because Chin's grabbed that. So Chin gotten more land than I expected. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably has room for another city over here if Mansa doesn't grab it first. Gandhi's still with his 6 down there. De Gaulle building more settlers. De Gaulle still, I don't think he's researched mysticism yet. He's finishing it now, but yeah, none of his borders have expanded because of that. Peter looks like he might be preparing for an attack, which would be a really stupid decision, but we'll see. Anyway, if you assume no one ever declared war and everyone had ample space for expansion, would you take Mansa to win over everyone else? Yes, I would. I would take Mansa to win over anyone. If it's a pure economic competition, I would take Mansa over any other leader in the game. I believe he is the best pure economic leader in the game. If I wanted a cultural victory, though, I'd pick Gandhi. Gandhi's probably the best at pursuing a cultural victory. Looks like that city threw a wrench in his game. Perhaps. Maybe. I think he just stopped building settlers because he wanted to not see. Now he's back on a settler. I think that the AI just stops expanding for a little bit when their tech rate gets too low. Okay, so Chin has picked Gandhi's religion. Could be significant. That means he will dislike Mansa more, but he'll like Gandhi due to the shared faith bonus. Look at this. They're the same religion, but they're still he's still annoyed. He's annoyed at +2. That's pretty amusing. And where does he feel about... Wait, where's Mansa? For some reason, he likes Mansa even more. I guess that's peace weight for you. Interesting. Well, that shared religion will go up over time. So... And Pakal has picked up Mansa's religion. Let me see if I can get a screenshot with these two showing that. All right. So that could be significant. Starting to make some religious allies. If Mansa could ally with Pakal, that would put both of them in good shape. So let's see, Pakal. So now Pakal's up to cautious with Mansa, and Mansa against Pakal up to cautious as well. Again, those faith bonuses grow over time as the religion gets spread around. This city did grow, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of AI units wandering around past this city. Have to watch and wait to see if anyone... All right, and Mansa looks like he's going... Look, he's got an axe over here. So it looks like he wants to claim a city in this little... I would guess he'd found either on this tile or on this tile. One of these two, I think. Maybe this tile, if I had to guess. We'll see what he chooses to do. Yeah, Mansa... Because of the separate religion, Mansa and... Oh, and the pyramids are finally done. They were built here in Shanghai, I believe. Yep, there they are. So Chin gets the pyramids. He needs that because he's last place in score and struggling. All right, nope, wanted that spot there. Okay, so can use the... Yeah, so that's smart. He's going to need representation. The civic, I mean, not just representation in general. But yeah, so rice resource plus the bananas. And Mansa has done quite well for himself in the land grab here. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cities. Another Barb city down here that he'll have a real chance to get. And then this city, potentially. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 for de Gaulle. He recently founded this city here, which is this is a pretty crummy city. I mean, it gives him iron, but not good. Pakal, early construction. That's kind of cool. Yeah, reveal map. Okay, usually I wait until the land grab phase is just about over, but you're right. This is a good time to do it because the land grab phase is just about over at this point. Peter looks very weak at this point. We'll check. I mean, we'll check the bar graphs in a little bit, but like even if Peter attacks Mansa or whatever, he's not going to have an easy time of it. And we'll see who goes after that city. Also, no attention over here at Ligurian. Well, someone's attacked it. It only has 2 archers left, so someone's been going after it. Probably Gandhi. But at this point, it's getting harder to see like a coalition taking down Mansa just because he's been doing so well. I mean, it's not impossible by any means, but is looking pretty good here. All right, did he get another settler out? No, that's a worker. Okay. Just checking to see if anyone else has settlers out on the map. De Gaulle might? Yeah, De Gaulle has finished one, so we'll probably try to keep an eye on that. And Peter has 2 settlers done, but I don't think he has a place to send them. I think Peter is plotting war, though. I think he's trying to attack someone. Well, his worst enemy is Gandhi. If he tries to attack Gandhi, it's probably not going well. Yes, de Gaulle does have mysticism. We checked and he finished it. It was a very late mysticism. We didn't get it till like turn 65 or something, but he does have it now. Okay, Peter does have a sword here. He needs to take this city desperately. This is not a city he can afford to have someone else grab. So let's see if he has any luck here. So he did kill one of the defenders. Now there's only 2 archers left. Gandhi is sitting here. Oh no, Gandhi and de Gaulle are sitting here waiting to try and snipe that. So does not look like Mansa's going to get that city. He's building Temple of Artemis, which is a questionable use of his resources. Yeah, I don't see anything else as interesting as the question of who gets this Barb city. So he killed another archer. There's only 1 archer left in this city. So someone's probably going to get this. Let's see. Gandhi! Gandhi the troll! So Peter, once again, this is just not his day, is it? So Gandhi gets it. Peter does almost all the work, and then Gandhi slips in and gets that. Misread constructionist constitution? No, I don't think anyone's that far ahead. If you're curious about the tech rate, I think Pakal is leading. Yeah, he's at 48, whereas like Mansa's at only 21. But the big difference is Mansa has so much room to grow. Like this is not it's not gonna stay that way long term. Mansa's costs are high because he's expanded so far. Over time, he's going to build courthouses, build cottages, etc., etc. So Pakal may want to try to do something right now while he has that tech lead. Like build the Temple of Artemis. No. So yeah, the map's pretty much full at this point. Just this little peninsula over here, where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gandhi's got 7. So Gandhi might end up with a pretty good amount of cities just because he's got that little peninsula to work off of. Oh, and he's got this city too, of course. Of course. The funny thing about this is now all the leaders who hate Gandhi, now they have a place to go and attack Gandhi at this city here. We'll see if that, yeah, the vile Indian. Here, and there's Angry Pakal. Yeah, now people will just declare on Gandhi that much more because he's got a city on their front. There's the Diplo situation. It's pretty much what you'd expect. Low piece weight civs don't like the high piece weight civs and vice versa. So pretty much what you'd expect. Yeah, he'll probably lose that city, but they can't... I mean, if they can't get open borders with Mansa, they won't be able to even reach him. We'll see. I'll be curious to see how willing Mansa is to sign open borders. Like, he signed with Pakal. Whether he'd be willing to sign with, like, de Gaulle, I don't know. Because, like, he has the shared religion with Pakal to boost their thoughts. Anyway, de Gaulle did build Great Lighthouse. I know some people before the game were like, he better build the Great Lighthouse with that start. And indeed he did. If we want to check the bar graphs just real quickly, so yeah, the I was going to say three financial leaders. Gandhi's not financial. They are well ahead in GNP, and Peter is last by a pretty good margin. Mansa's leading in production, Peter's last. Food, Mansa's leading, Peter's last. Power, Mansa's leading. Peter is not last, but he's not among the leaders. Yeah, Pakal's +6 shared religion. Where is that true? Where is that? +2. I see what you're saying. He can get up to +6 eventually. Yeah, de Gaulle does have quite a few coastal cities. He's now Mansa's worst enemy. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, he has, well, only 3. And Peter's now picked up the religion of Mansa as well. So Mansa could do quite well for himself with these religious conversions. Like, if he can convert everybody to Islam, then they're less likely to attack him. Still, yeah, so we're just mostly waiting now for someone to decide to declare war and attack. A lot of missionaries moving around as well. Oh, and yeah, and curious as to who will try to capture this Barb city, or this one, but there doesn't seem to be anyone over here right now. Oh, oh yeah, the lake one, you're right. He has 4. Gotcha. So Mansa's going for an early calendar, which is a really smart decision for him. I also think Peter's getting ready to attack Gandhi, based on what I can see here. Looks like these units are going to come over here and go after Aryan. No, maybe not. They turned around. I thought for a second that's where they were planning to head, but no such luck. Calendar is really smart for Mansa because it opens up 3 happiness resources for him. And then that will allow his cities to grow substantially larger than the other AIs, or at least most of the other AIs. Note that Qin cities are growing a little bit larger because his top 3 cities, Beijing, Shanghai, and Nanjing, are all benefiting from representation happiness, and that does make a big difference. Pakal also going for early calendar, which again is smart for him. He also has a lot of calendar resources. Hold on, where's the luxuries? He's got the silks, and I guess he just has silks and spices, so not as great for him, but still not bad. Always helps to get more happiness resources. Will help his economy along. So we are starting to see some decent forces built up. And look, Pakal, of course, already has catapults. Very early construction for him. I wonder why he prioritized that so much. Maybe it's because his unique building is at construction. Yeah, Mansa builds the AP, stops every war against Gandhi. I could totally see that happening. That actually seems kind of likely. So now Mansa's going to build his shrine. We'll see if Pakal tries to found... Pakal might try to found a religion. The theology religion's still out there, and I think that's what Pakal's would light bulb. So he might... he would have to go through monotheism, but there's a good chance he tries to light bulb a religion for himself here. Wouldn't be surprised to see that. And now de Gaulle's picked up Mansa's religion too. It's a lot of Islam on the map. That might not be great news for Gandhi and Qin. So many Islamic leaders over here. Well, I like my prediction for Mansa to win, at the very least. Look at this. Pakal's like, I need more cities. Yeah, so he gets his shrine, and that will help his teching. Okay. So, we see our first war. Qin has decided to attack. Where is his force invading from? He doesn't seem to have much of a stack. Okay, well, if this remains a 1v1, I like... let me update the war count. I like Mansa to start absorbing some of this territory. But we'll see. I mean, so for Mansa, the danger is, does someone else pile into this war? How do people feel about Mansa? So de Gaulle doesn't like him. De Gaulle's annoyed. Gandhi's cautious. Pakal is almost certainly not going to attack. He's pleased. Peter could, though, except Peter's more angry at Gandhi. So de Gaulle looks like the most likely one to attack him. Where's... yeah. I'm trying to see how de Gaulle doesn't like Mansa or Gandhi very much. Annoyed with both of them. So we should probably check to see who's stronger in military power. They're basically even. Pretty much even Steven there. So, no notable difference, at least to start. So, Mansa will be focused on that. That does mean this Barb City is probably going to stick around for a while. Gandhi is still slowly colonizing over here in the east, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's up to 8 cities. It certainly seems like he's going to be the one to get that Barb City eventually, and maybe he'll get Sumerian as well. We'll see. The furs there would be nice for someone. I don't think anyone has furs connected right now. Does Chin have cats? No, I don't know for sure, but I doubt it. Chin's been trailing in research. He's going for it, but he's a long way away. So not anytime soon. Maybe like 20 turns from now. Mansa doesn't have it either, but his teching rate is noticeably better. Kind of funny that neither one of these sides has moved into the other's territory yet. With how happy Pakal is, he might be willing to join Mansa in this war. Like, that could happen too, because Mansa and Pakal are on very good terms. Yeah. Gandhi's on construction, though, so... Peter, you finally made it to writing tech. Good for you. De Gaulle's on construction as well. So I don't see any stacks for either of these two leaders crossing the border yet. There's like this one exploring axe that's going to get slaughtered up there. One axe takes on the whole Chinese army. Okay, here we go. Here's the first Chinese stack, as Gandhi builds another key wonder in the statue of Zeus. So this is a city on a hill with 40% defenses. I don't think there's going to be too much success if that's the target. Yeah, but then again, Mansa doesn't really have that much, just has 2 skirmishers in here. So maybe, really just needs like 1 axe in this city and that would be impregnable, but we'll see. Mansa does move first. We'll see if he tries to reinforce this. Okay. We'll sign open borders. So that attack came somewhat close, but ultimately did fail. Came closer than it had any right, considering how few defenders were in there. I think if those had been archers instead of skirmishers, that city might have actually fallen. Alright, so that's about all for right now. Gandhi is slowly trying to reinforce this city. Gandhi going into slavery. Interesting. Gandhi's building a fair number of units, although it's probably to go up to this Barb City. Probably. Yeah, so that Chinese attack did not succeed. Mansa doesn't seem to be building too many units, though. He still seems to be focusing a lot on... he's still building the Hanging Gardens, for example. But he now is connecting his calendar resources. Like, he's connecting the plantation there, and... well... for some reason he's got a fort on this desert incense. So we'll see. I don't think either one of these is much of a threat to take out the other. Alright, so that's not surprising. De Gaulle has chosen to go after Gandhi. That gets us to 2 war declarations. Alright, it's begun. So de Gaulle could have chosen to pile into this war with Mansa, did not, went after Gandhi instead. So that's a big break for Mansa. Gandhi's going to lose that city over there. But I don't know. Wait, so here's the key question. Does de Gaulle have open borders with Mansa? No, he does not. So he can't really get over to Gandhi's territory. Only Pakal and Gandhi have... oh, that's kind of interesting. I was going to say only Pakal and Gandhi have open borders with Mansa. So it's going to be a long walk to get over to Gandhi's territory for de Gaulle. But he's definitely going to capture this city. And that's going to help him out significantly, because that's a good city. The vile Indian. There's angry Pakal. Yeah, he's not pleased. Yeah, so this city's toast. I'm just checking to see if any new attacks are incoming over here. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, that was when that attack failed against Mansa. Gandhi is last in power. Yeah, de Gaulle can't get over there to attack. So we expected that to happen. Oh, it's turn 100. Oh, I must not have refreshed the map after that. City was captured. So that's why we don't get a message about Arian being taken. Angry Pakal counter. Pakal is kind of like lurking right now. I think Pakal's best move would be, you know what, he is favored to get theology, which would establish a religion, because no one's claimed that yet. I think his best play might be to join in a war here with Mansa and like together take down China. That wouldn't be the worst decision. Or he could try to join some other war, who knows. But the fact that he and Mansa are like buddies in this religious situation is pretty significant. Here comes a new Chinese force. Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't expecting China to get that city. Okay. Unexpected. Thought for sure that Gandhi would get that, but no. Apparently it's Qin who claims it. Also down here, Pakal is like randomly fighting these barbarians. Yeah, I didn't get it either. This poor city is going to be culturally pressured pretty hard. Alright, so the question is, how long will this war go on between de Gaulle and Gandhi, where they can't really reach each other? Also, Mansa on construction now. Oh, and de Gaulle built the Hanging Gardens just before Mansa could. It's too bad for him, although Mansa will get a lot of fail gold for that. Nice work, Qin. A Hatshepsut hideout for Qin. Yeah, I know, right? Hide way over there. So the front lines here seem to be pretty confusing. If Mansa were smart, he'd just build city walls in Tadmeka. Who's higher in power, just out of curiosity? It's pretty close between them. No significant difference. Pakal did get his own religion, so if he spreads that around, like I said, could be significant. Also, Peter is still lurking on the sidelines, which is unlike Peter, so don't be surprised if he tries to do something at some point. Does something at some point, I know. Very specific. These two cities are interesting because they're so close to one another. Like, it's just a couple tiles along the diagonal between Xi'an and Kumbi Salah. Yeah, no cities are going to change hands in this war until somebody gets catapults, but both of them are getting catapults, so we might see some action once that happens. I was going to say that Mansa has the edge because he has more culture, but Qin has smartly built city walls in all of his cities, probably because he's protected with stone and they cost like one turn of production everywhere. But yeah, with all these cities having walls, it's pretty well defended as far as Qin goes. And de Gaulle, okay, so de Gaulle looks like he's trying to get over to attack Gandhi. I don't think he can make it though. Does either Mansa or Qin have ivory? Good question. Let's see. Qin does. So if he gets horseback riding, he could build elephants. Mansa does not unless someone trades it to him, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone is trading him ivory. Soaked, but not... Okay, so he's not getting... Nope, not getting ivory yet. Pakal versus Mansa for the mausoleum. Yeah, looks like Pakal's going to win that, though. Oh, no, maybe not. Lakamba's not as good of a city. Boy, landing mausoleum would be pretty big for Mansa, just to give him even more Golden Age power. Right now, this war just seems to be a mess. I don't see either side doing much. Probably not much progress can be made unless someone else jumps in. Also, Gandhi's already on the music free great artist, making a play for that. Yeah, this border is just too fortified right now. No one's going to break through. De Gaulle Still at war with Gandhi. Oh, here's his force. Okay. Also, it looks like Peter has a force headed this way too, because I see Peter having units over here. Yep. So Peter's going after somebody. Probably Gandhi. Can he get over to Gandhi? Yes, he can. He has open borders with everyone except Gandhi, so he can get over there. And here comes de Gaulle. So they're both, yeah, so they're all walking around to try to get all the way over here. So Peter's getting ready to sneak attack Gandhi as well. That just will leave Pakal as kind of like this free agent right now. Please no Pakal in the finals. We'll see. As they continue slowly marching to the east. Yeah, I'm curious which way Pakal wants to jump. He doesn't seem interested in declaring war right now. Gandhi's like, I'm going to cram a city in here next to that barbed one because I want this gold resource. Quick Mansa, close the Chinese causeway. Yeah, if he took this city, he would close that path off. It's true. I don't think that's going to happen right now, though. We might see some movement in this war, though, now that we've got catapults popping up on both sides. Mansa's got a pretty nice stack there, whereas this force from Qin doesn't look nearly as impressive outside Wallada. Yeah, they attacked and they did not succeed. They all died except one sword. Okay, so that's not a surprise because Mansa's tied up in a war. Gandhi's the one who cleans this up. Oh, and Mansa claims... So Mansa did win the mausoleum race, but Gandhi picked up another city. That said, Mansa's got a pretty good stack here. If he merges his catapults with it, I know he has one coming up behind. It might be enough to take one of these cities, which would be a big shift. Mansa just is a lot larger than poor Qin. Although that stack looked like it lost most of its forces. So maybe not. I think they attacked onto the jungle tile and took some pretty serious losses. Mansa's getting forges too. Yep, his mints, that is only going to help him that much more. I think Mansa will just out-tech Qin eventually. Like if we look at their research rates, this is a good time to look. We're, what is it, about to hit the 1 AD mark. So right now, de Gaulle's on 73 beakers a turn, Gandhi's on 87, Mansa's on 138. Yeah, see, Mansa's already starting to open up a gap with the rest of the field. Although Pakal is right there with him. Got to give Pakal credit. Both right at like 150. Peter's at 24. Oh man, that guy's in a lot of trouble. And Qin's at 55. Yeah, so Qin is he's just going to be out-researched over time. And here comes Peter, by the way, headed for Gandhi on his sneak attack. It's just really hard to deal with Mansa because he never loses a turn to anarchy since he's spiritual. Although Chichen Itza is going to help Gandhi defend. That'll be very annoying. Gandhi might be able to last long, and look at this, and Gandhi's building teching feudalism, so he's going to get longbows, and that probably is going to stop much from happening in these wars directed at Gandhi. You never know, but we probably will. Mansa's healing his stack. I think he did better in that last trade than Qin did. Yeah, he definitely did better in that last trade. Look at that, Qin took a much bigger loss. Yeah, Gandhi doesn't look like he's going to die anytime soon. Very well. Ooh, angry Mansa. Very well, more plunder for us. Alright, so next turn, we'll see Peter attack. This is not nearly enough for us to take this city. But hey, he'll give it his best shot. Yeah, never saw that coming. And to be fair, it is a 2v1 against Gandhi. The AI doesn't do well in 2v1s. It's just the distance involved and the fact that Gandhi is out-teching these guys does make it harder for this to work. Okay, so here's Mansa's first real stack. Oh, I thought he had a catapult with this stack. We'll see. If he's smart, he'll wait for his cat to come up and work on the defenses. Mansa needs more siege units. The AI never builds enough siege, it feels like. Also, I don't know what's going on here with de Gaulle. Got like all these empty build queues. Peter Gold. Oh yeah, thank you. Gold star for trying. Fourth war. So 4 current wars going on. 1, 2, 3. Wait. Is it 3 or 4 wars? 3 or 4. 1, 2. I guess it's just 3. I must have already marked that. We don't want too many wars. Because we haven't had any peace treaties yet. 3. Okay, thanks, guys. 3 is correct. Okay. I marked it, and then I came back and saw 3 in the chat, and then I marked it again. Yeah, no peace yet. That's what I thought. Okay. Well, we'll see. I mean, like, this is not... seems unlikely to do anything. Pakal is really the... Oh, wow. Okay. Or maybe it will work. That was unexpected. What? What was that, Gandhi? Okay, that was unexpected. How the heck did he pull that off? He just had axes, and Gandhi had 65% defenses. I don't know what Gandhi was doing there. Okay, that was surprising. Yeah, not what I was expecting to see. I wonder, yeah, was that lucky rolls, or what? You know, what was the deal with that? It's going to be surrounded by culture, so it's going to be useless to the Russians. But even just dealing that blow is pretty severe. And the war between... I mean, if nothing else, it just, you know, deprives Gandhi of a production center. Like, he can't be building units out of that city right now. Alright, so Chin and Mansa signed peace. No cities changing hands. That's not a huge surprise. So now we just got to watch in this Gandhi versus non-Gandhi actors and see what the heck happens. Yeah, I really wonder what was going on with the dice rolls there. If that was just like bad luck, or if that was Gandhi not having enough units, or whatever, because that really felt like an attack that was not going to succeed. But it did. Sometimes the game surprises me. Yeah, Peter is below Gandhi in power, so I don't know. But de Gaulle is like at the top of the power bar graph, so he's going to hit, like, this force is going to come in here with a lot of power. That said, he's left only 3 units in this city, so might not hold that city for very long. We'll see. De Gaulle does have a lot of units marching over, though. I know I just said that, but I was like, wow, that's a lot of swords. Mansa's in builder mode right now. Pakal also appears to be in builder mode. Pakal's building the Apostolic Palace, so that will give Islam a lot of sway. Assuming that finishes. Yeah, Gandhi might he might want to get some longbows up. Maybe the defenders of the city were like this, all units that don't get defensive bonuses. And to de Gaulle's credit, he did bring a catapult with this. Now, granted, it's a catapult with this stack, so it's not like it's a lot. Oh, here comes Gandhi's re-invasion force to try to take Pataliputra back. Pakal doesn't seem to like Gandhi very much either. That was the one he just criticized. So a lot of moving and shaking right now over here. Let's see if Gandhi can recapture Pataliputra. Yeah, he did. Okay, so he gets his city back. Takes over first place in score again. But he is going to have to fight off this attack here. Mostly he just needs to get his archers upgraded into longbows. That will do a lot. The longbows plus Chichen Itza combo is like, it's going to suck to attack this guy. And Mansa seems content to build for the moment. Pakal also seems content to build for the moment. I have no idea where this Russian stack is going. Oh, you're right, and Gandhi, a statue of Zeus. Well said, yeah. Like, if you look at this city, it doesn't really have much in the way of actual defenders. The longbow, the sword, 5 axes. But like the chariots and the catapults don't really do anything in terms of defenses. Now, granted, there's a lot of chariots on the attack there for de Gaulle too. This city needs a couple spears, and I do see that there's a spear under production. But like that Russian force has mostly gotten cleaned up at this point. Okay, so they both asked me to cancel deals. Like spears, a couple longbows, that would go a long way. Mansa builds another wonder. I'm surprised Gandhi's still ahead in score compared to Mansa. With the way Gandhi's been involved in this fighting, I guess their empires are about the same size. Mansa is on civil service, though. Get that bureaucracy cap going. Okay, so de Gaulle's bringing in even more for it. De Gaulle's going to have a huge stack over here. And this is the Hindu holy city. Like, that's really significant. Oh, my prediction for this game, I have Mansa first, Gandhi second, de Gaulle first to die. I still really don't know who's going to be first to die. Peter is in a very weak position, but no one's really attacking him right now. So I do think that de Gaulle is going to... I do think de Gaulle is going to take this city. Because like once he gets the defenses down, there's very little to stop this. That's the philosophy religion that Pakal just picked up. I don't expect it to do much. He's going to get the Apostolic Palace. We also have a great library race here going on, and it looks like Pakal's going to snipe that by one turn over Mansa. But like if you look at the city, the defense, yeah, so Pakal did get that. If you look at the cities, the defenses are like completely gone now, and there's still this huge stack here. There's only one longbow in this city. That's not nearly enough to hold that spot. So this should get captured. There it goes. So de Gaulle is, and look, de Gaulle, he has a lot of injured units, but not a lot of killed units. Note that Gandhi is still building missionaries, even as he's like in this desperate struggle for his life. Typical Gandhi. Mansa's building a settler for some reason. Don't understand that. Go Pac-Man. Yep, that's Gandhi for you. He's a little bit too peaceful for his own good. That said, he is doing well in tech. He just needs to build enough units to save himself. He probably needs someone else to jump into this war and aid him. I'm just not sure if he's going to get that. Maybe he can get Mansa to help him out or something. Probably not, though. If Mansa goes to war, he's probably going back to war with Chin, who now has longbows of his own. That said, remember, the supply lines are ridiculously long for this conflict. So it is hard for de Gaulle to hold these cities over here. You can see there's like a swarm of horse archers trying to come back in and recapture this. This force over here. Gandhi's already on free religion. Oh, that was from Shwedagon Paya. Never mind. This Mansa adopts bureaucracy. And then there's the Apostolic Palace. So that could be interesting. The fact that it's under Islam and not under a different religion could be significant. But like Mansa will probably win the election, and there's a very real chance he could still vote for like a stop the war with Gandhi. Does Bombay have any wonders beyond the Hindu shrine? I don't think so. You can check though. No, it doesn't even have the Hindu shrine actually. Kashi Vishwanath doesn't look like it's ever been finished. Yeah, it doesn't. It actually doesn't have the shrine either. Gandhi hasn't built it yet, so that's kind of interesting. It's true. Switching to free religion did eliminate the religious penalties. Yeah, I feel like Gandhi's going to get this city back again. It's not like losing that city did hurt him, but I think he's going to get it back just because it's too hard for France to hold these gains over here. Yeah. All right. So he got it back. Gandhi has lost these cities and then reclaimed both of them. But of course that it eliminates all culture in the city when it gets captured. Or all the buildings, excuse me. The culture is still there, but he has to rebuild all the cultural buildings. So that'll slow down Gandhi's potential cultural victory, because Bombay was definitely one of his three would have been one of his 3 legendary cities. So this war was utterly pointless. Well, so far it has been. And yes, Chin does have elephants. Bakal still seems content to build forever. Mansa is cranking through his infrastructure. Now he's going through a round of courthouses. Here comes another de Gaulle stack. Yeah, this was kind of like what... And there we go. So Peter makes peace with Gandhi. So now it's just de Gaulle fighting him. This is kind of what I was thinking. There were a couple other people who predicted this as well, that like the aggressors would go after Gandhi, but he's just so far away that it's going to be really difficult for them to achieve much against him. Like if Gandhi were located next to Peter, like that would have made a huge difference. Oh, so it looks like Chin's getting ready for something again, because note that his power has started spiking. He's been below Mansa for a while, but now he's above him. Barely, but he is above him. And Peter is pretty weak on the power bar graphs. Mansa and Pakal are just leading the field in teching now. Although food is quite close, which is interesting. Peter's just trailing by a lot. Is Mansa going liberalism already? Good question. I wouldn't be shocked. No, he's not. And he still has some holes in his setup. He needs to get machinery for maces, and he needs to get engineering for pikes. But I wouldn't be surprised if he teched education soon and just got the early universities in early Oxford. Mansa's probably not going to declare war anytime soon, but I wouldn't be shocked if... It looks like Chin is getting ready to declare on him, which would be give him an opportunity to go on the offensive. Right now he's content to just keep building infrastructure. Oh yeah, this is not a bad time to try and switch up the music. Let's do that, shall we? Everybody has iron working by now. We'll just reveal the map to make sure we've got that, and while we're here in the world builder. Okay, and here we go. And yeah, de Gaulle is still at war with Gandhi, and he's actually attacking over here. Even though this is not a very impressive force from de Gaulle, he might be able to take this city because there's only 2 longbows defending there. I don't know why Gandhi doesn't cram some more units into that city. This is like not many attackers against not many defenders on the setup there. So Mansa's grabbing machinery. That'll unlock maces for him. Upgrade all those axes and swords to maces. He's building his Forbidden Palace right there. It's right next to his capital. Probably not the best location. Yeah. So that city lost none of its defenders. So that attack was a failure. De Gaulle has built some wonders. Like he's gotten the coastal ones. He just got Notre Dame. You're seriously asking why Gandhi doesn't have units. Fair enough. If we were to see a game where there was none in the first to die category, this could actually be it. I still think someone will get eliminated before this game ends, but like it does have all the ingredients for a none game. Early finish because we're likely to see an early spaceship win. Very peaceful leaders that are leading the game, and leaders that would actually be aggressive are quite weak. So like it does have the ingredients we would see for a none elimination game. Yeah, de Gaulle is definitely doing the best out of the bottom 3. I agree. That's the divine right religion. Oh, so Chin decided not to go after... Interesting. He decided not to go after Mansa, he decided to go after Gandhi. And this is a sizable force here. Very sizable. That also makes this area pretty interesting. Okay, so that's our 4th war. Now the question is Gandhi going to try to pull Mansa into this war? I wouldn't be surprised. Gandhi comes asking for help a lot. I think he's the most likely leader in the game to ask for help in a war. And although Mansa wouldn't jump in against like de Gaulle, I think he would be much more willing to jump in against Chin, who he does not like very much. But Calcutta looks like it's toast up here. Here comes another de Gaulle force. It's pretty easy to see the dark blue dots on the minimap as they march across. So this is good for Chin. I know he was pretty popular for second place, and this could be a pretty significant move in that regard. So yeah, Calcutta gets captured. No surprise there. Chin built up a pretty good force. And now Mansa's wasting his time on Divine Right as well, which is a pretty useless tech. So Gandhi's in some trouble here, just because there's multiple opponents attacking him, and Chin is looks like to be in a stronger position than the Western AIs, just because his supply lines are so much shorter. It's easier for him to move units over here than it is for De Gaulle or Peter. Spiral Minaret. Yeah. Mansa did just adopt theocracy and slavery, but he's not in a war, so he doesn't seem to be too interested in that right now. Yeah, Chin is the worst enemy of Mansa. He's got, look at this, Mansa's got a little force right here. I wonder if he's already decided to attack. Let's watch and see where this force goes. Apparently nowhere. Apparently they're just going to stand in place. Okay. So we'll keep an eye on this instead. Alright, that city is not very well defended either. Poor Gandhi. He just needs to... Never seems like he builds enough units. So, yeah, his Chichen Itza will keep him safe for a little while, but not that long. He's going to need someone to intervene in this war. He is dead. Because De Gaulle is now assaulting him down here. Like, there's just too much pressure on him. And then there's another force over here. So, yeah, they're hitting... Gandhi's being hit with more forces than he can defend right now. It's turn 150. So, this is one game where, as we mentioned, Mansa and Gandhi probably need each other to do well. By the way, Mansa's on guilds, so keep that in mind. Although Mansa's made another friend in Pakal. Maybe if he has Pakal as an ally, he'll be okay. We'll see. GMP, production. Looks like Mansa is the top percent. Boy, Peter is really a long way behind. Food, power. Yeah, Gandhi's in a lot of trouble because he's being attacked by these two on the bar graphs. Culture. Oh, it looks like there was a culture bomb dropped somewhere. In Tadmeka, apparently. Where's Tadmeka? Oh, is that it there? Oh, okay, this city here. Dropped a, yeah. Interesting, okay. And in terms of research, De Gaulle's at 211, Gandhi's at 204, Mansa's at 294. He's not as far as I thought. Actually, Pakal is leading the game right now in teching. Interesting. Peter, 142. Chin 179. So Pakal's actually got the best economy right now. That's surprising. I do think that Mansa is putting something together here. Wait, was Mansa at what was his research rate? Okay, he's running 40% gold, so he's probably upgrading units right now. Yeah, so Mansa's actually pretty close to Pakal. He's just not running full bore on research right now. Alright, so Gandhi just lost another city. This is now starting to get dire for him. He actually just lost 2 cities. Because the De Gaulle took one as well. As Mansa builds another wonder. So that was that city down there, the former Barb city. Gandhi is about to open up maces, but he's still in, very serious trouble here. I think he'll be able to hold Pataliputra for right now, but yeah, dire times for Gandhi. Chin's entry into the war just completely flipped this around from a war that Gandhi was like in control of to one where he was just in deep trouble. He just built the Christian shrine. Mansa does not seem to be in war mode right now. He seems happy to build grocers instead of knights. He could build either one. Oh, and Pakal's on liberalism, so he's going to get the free tech, it seems. Yeah, you urgently request help. I do not blame you. But no, we do not. We help those who help themselves. Look at Pakal, he's still just sitting there hanging out. Note that even with these conquests, Chin is still below Gandhi in score, despite all this. Yeah, early Musketeers for de Gaulle, that's true. This is one game where they'll be really genuinely helpful too, because he has so much territory to cover as he walks across the map. So that should be liberalism for Pakal, who's been really quiet in this game, has not gone to war at all. What did he take? What did he take with that? I have no idea what he grabbed with that tech. Maybe Divine Right? But he didn't found a religion. Oh, that's right. He took Divine Right, and Gandhi had already founded the religion. Get to liberalism, grab it first before anyone else, then waste it on freaking Divine Right as a tech. Not the best call. Yeah, he did build the wrong shrine. Oh, is that another city that just fell? Yep. Oh, man. Not good news for Team Gandhi. Probably not good news for Team Mansa either. If Chin and de Gaulle end up getting stronger as a result of this, which it looks like they are. Yeah, Gandhi's like falling apart now. If he gets engineering and builds castles, that might slow this down, but it's not going to stop this, not unless he gets some help in this war. And Mansa seems very happy just to sit here in tech, just as Pakal seems very happy to sit here in tech. I think it's the different religion that just don't seem to like him. You know, when Gandhi dropped Hinduism as his religion and went free religion, it looks like that really hurt him with Chin, because like they had the shared Hindu faith, but he lost it when that happened. As Mansa just keeps building more wonders. So yeah, Gandhi just continues collapsing here. We'll see if he can stabilize on these castles, but it doesn't look like it. Looks like he's just slowly getting taken down. De Gaulle's stupid war looks viable now. Yeah, it does. That attack was not as successful as the others. This one though looks, yeah, this one though should work. 29 units against 7 or 8 is not going to cut it. Chin's definitely doing a little bit better, but de Gaulle is picking up. Yeah, so there goes another city. Yeah, Gandhi's he's not going to last much longer. And Chin is going to be quite large after this war. He's going to, like, if he's getting most of the spoils, he's going to emerge as a huge power in this game. I'm just amused at how Mansa Moose is like, yep, building banks. Building more banks. Yeah, so he could have, I think he could have saved Gandhi without too much trouble, but it's too late now. And I think Bombay is going to fall as well. There it goes. Gandhi only has 4 cities left. Jeez. He just did not defend himself properly in this game. For a while there, it looked like he was totally fine. That like these AIs on the other side of the map were just wasting their time and struggling, but that is not the case anymore. Once the city started to fall, once Chin joined it, it completely swung the course of this war. Like, Mansa's got a big stack here, but he doesn't seem to be doing anything with it. Pakal's certainly not doing anything right now. Chin, nobody seems to like Chin in the diplomat. Yeah, because of his Hinduism, he doesn't seem to be that popular. Let's see. So here's Chin. Yeah, well, de Gaulle is pleased. De Gaulle won't declare war pleased. Pakal is pleased. Peter's pleased. Mansa is just the one who hates him. Mansa is really unhappy with him. What's the situation when Mansa doesn't win? It's easy. The low piece weight civs gang up on him and he gets killed. That's how this game, that's how he doesn't win. And then there's a very realistic possibility that that happens. Like, Gandhi's gone, they need the next person to go after, and they choose to go after, their next choice is to go after Mansa. Like I said, that's a very realistic possibility. Because, like, if you look at these forces, Gandhi just has very few units compared to Chin here, right? Chin has 30 units on this tile. There's like 5 units in Agra. That's, I mean, there's more in Delhi, but not that many more. De Gaulle is running around with knights too, so it's not like he's, has weak units or anything. Mansa really would have probably been smarter to deny open borders to de Gaulle so that he couldn't just walk right through Milanese territory. That said, this city is probably going to culture flip. So Mansa will likely get something out of this war for his decision to sit around and do nothing. Let's look at the power bar graph just real quickly. Yeah, so the two that are at war are strong, and Gandhi is not. Chin should take, he should go free religion if he gets the Shwedagon Paya. Let's see, where is it? It's in Delhi. Okay, it's in Delhi, so it's more likely that de Gaulle will get that particular target based on what we're seeing. There's the castle trying to go up. And that just went up to 125% defenses. Got a contest for Taj Mahal going here too. Which is important because of the mausoleum that was built by Pakal earlier. 125% defenses now. It's going to take a while to cut through that as Gandhi continues building more units. Mansa just keeps swapping civics. Building Oxford as well. De Gaulle just keeps cranking out units. Peter was building units for a while too. I don't see any of his units moving across the map though. Agra's been one turn away from building a castle for like the last 5 turns. So Chin will probably send his force in now on this turn. He has 50 units in that stack, so it does look like Gandhi cleared out de Gaulle's force though. But he's still going to lose Agra when that Chinese army attacks it. So, there it is. Alright, so that's something new. So Peter goes to war with Pakal, and he sniped the city on the border. Interesting. Interesting. So just because they're both low piece weight civs does not mean that they're necessarily friends. Same religion. I believe they actually have identical piece weight. I think they're both 2. But, not friends, to say the least. Not friends. Okay. So they basically have the same power rating, which is kind of interesting. Does Peter have civil service? I'm not sure. Gandhi's still building a cathedral in his capital. He did hold off that attack by de Gaulle against his capital, but he lost that city over there. So we'll see if Pakal gets serious about building a military now. That said, Chin did lose quite a few units in his attack. And now there's, by the way, and the Musketeers are out on the field now too. They're not great attacking units, but they can be drafted, and that makes them pretty useful. Not that I think de Gaulle's drafting them, but their mobility is quite useful since they do get defensive bonuses, unlike a lot of other units. Most Tomb of units do not get defensive bonuses. The fact that they can keep up with knights is quite useful. Okay, war with the Gaul, worst enemy of the Gaul, worst enemy of Peter. So he's the worst enemy of Peter, but Peter declared war on Pakal anyway. So Mansa finished Taj. He continues speeding through the tech tree. And note that it's only turn 173 and he's already, like, where is he? He's like mid-Renaissance? I guess he has to get optics at some point. Yeah, he's I mean, he's not too far away from rifling. He'll have to research it at some point, and then he'll be pretty invulnerable for a while. Doesn't seem that interested in attacking anyone, though. Just seems to want to keep teching. So now the forces are gathering for the assault on Delhi over there. I think this city could be a difficult hold for Peter. Look, I mean, it's surrounded on like every single tile by Mayan culture. Now Pakal's going to be... Yeah, Mansa's going democracy. He's going to build the Statue of Liberty. Like, with him getting there so much earlier than anyone else, it seems unlikely someone else will be able to claim that. Let's see if Pakal's headed for rifling. That would be the smart call for him. He's on printing... No, not yet. He's on... So no, he's going democracy as well. Printing press, democracy. A very nice economic path, but he's 2 techs away from rifling, and that would shut down this aggression by Peter without any trouble. The Chinese knight. Alright, let's see if we can find one. There's one. There you go. They've got kind of like that samurai on horseback look. That is a weird looking face. This is one of those things where you probably shouldn't look too closely at the horse, because it just looks really weird up close. Anyway, look at this poor city. Size 1, crushed by the culture of Mali and India combined. Somebody's actually, so this is kind of interesting. Chin attacked and he didn't break through. Gandhi actually held, probably because there were 125% cultural defenses. Probably should have tried to deal with them first before just attacking. So Chin suffered pretty serious losses there. Yeah. I mean, Gandhi's still dying, but that's a pretty significant shift. Also, Mansa's like, yep, I'm just totally going to sit here and build unless somebody attacks me. I'm content to sit here and tech away. So Gandhi is dying, but he's taking a long time to die, if that makes sense. Yeah, and this city was retaken by the Mayans. No surprise. So Peter may have put himself in pretty bad shape here too. You won't be surprised if Pakal now turns around and starts taking cities from Peter, because Peter only has 5 cities. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Although this one is so squeezed, it's not very good. Pakal, I mean, once he gets rifles, he could just slice right through this like it's nothing. We should also probably check to see just how fast Mansa's researching. Okay, so he's at 1,300 beakers per turn. Togal's at 340. Gandhi's dying. Pakal's in second. He's at 643. And now I believe Mansa's in a golden age, but this is still ridiculous to be that far ahead of everyone. Peter's at 200. Chin's at 250. Like, it's not going to be very long before Mansa has rifles, and it's going to be very difficult for anyone to attack him. So we do have some trebuchets moving up here to deal with these defenses. I think there's 4 or 5 trebs, but it's still going to take a while to get through that. Yeah, well, like I said, I believe Mansa's in a golden age. And yeah, but he just claimed replaceable parts. Or he's about to claim replaceable parts, excuse me. At 98%. Well, I don't know why Gandhi would be building horse archers. Kind of a strange decision to build them. So is about 10% of the defenses are getting taken out each turn? I mean, once they're down, Delhi is going to die. And Mansa is on rifling now. And he is building Statue of Liberty, which he's only 5 turns away from finishing, so that's really ridiculous. Pakal can't really challenge for Statue of Liberty because he's in this war with Peter, although it looks like he's going to claim Novgorod because there's very little in this city. Unless he stops forever to siege it, which he probably will. Maybe not. Or he pulled back to siege it or something. By the way, can you guys see on the minimap? Let me just zoom out. Like, do you see all these dark blue dots on the minimap wrapping around to go attack Gandhi? And it's just kind of amusing to me, all of de Gaulle's forces trickling in here. Maybe this city won't flip. There's an awful lot of Milanese culture on that tile, though. We'll see. Less likely to just liberate it over to Mansa Musa because he doesn't like Mansa very much. The Chinese are still at war. There they are, right there. I don't think it'll be much longer now. At Delhi. There's a new Russian force trying to attack this city. I don't foresee that going very well. Who will be the bold one to actually attack instead of just sitting outside the city bombarding it? Well, somebody attacked. Looks like they both did. Wow. Heavy losses on both sides. Who moves first? De Gaulle moves first. I don't think that's going to be enough to break through. Qin might be able to. We'll see. De Gaulle, I don't think so, though. Nope. Wow, they actually both pulled back. I am surprised. Gandhi seems to have held for the time being. Narrowly held, although there's like a gazillion. Now there's cuirassier coming from de Gaulle, and that is surely going to be enough to break through. Qin as well. He's on military tradition, so he will also be able to build them. So Gandhi is going to fall here, but he's delaying this by a lot. Like a lot. Can he make it to turn 200? I would say yes at this point. I would say yes. But for a second I thought these were Pakal units, but no, they're de Gaulle, not Pakal. I really thought Delhi would be captured there. I'm surprised that it held. Oh, and I did not think that city would fall. Again, I think Pakal will probably recapture it, but I'm surprised that it fell in the first place. Yeah, so Mansa was in a golden age. But building Statue of Zeus is really nice for him. And yes, the rifles are already out. Alright, Qin is returned. Gandhi's still healing. He could use a medic unit there. Gandhi will not research anything of significance for the rest of this game. So Qin has slid past Pakal into second place. And look, Delhi now dropped down to almost nothing left. So I think de Gaulle will capture this. Because there's just 3 horse archers and catapults left now. So that siege, which has been going on for a long time, looks like it might end. But by the way, Pakal, what are you doing? Look at this. He's building observatories at Caravel, security bureaus. Like, dude, you just lost a core city to Peter. What are you doing? Mansa is just a matter of time, right? It's like, can he get enough time to win by space before someone comes and takes him out? Alright, no, de Gaulle was not able to take that. Qin. It's Qin who gets the big prize there. And I mean a big prize. That's worth a lot, that city. So Gandhi only has 2 cities left. Maybe he's not going to make it to turn 200. This is the Pakal we know and love. Yeah, weird. Mansa's power went spiked. That's when he got rifling. So Peter is actually weaker than Pakal. I don't understand how Peter took a city off Pakal. Pakal's stronger than him. That's just bizarre. I don't get it. Well, we'll see. Very surprising that Pakal was able to take that. No, we're not giving you our world map. I was wondering if like Pakal was attacking over here, but no, he just literally seems to be not attacking. It's like, just sit there and let Peter take your stuff. Very strange. Yeah, I don't get it. So de Gaulle and Qin will sit and wait for a little bit. Note that Gandhi lost the Chichen Itza defensive bonus. The vile Chinese. Yeah, he doesn't seem to like China. That said, he's waited too long. China's grown very strong as a result of this. And he doesn't seem to be interested in doing anything about China. Not with him building research in every city. Alright, Pakal did go theocracy, so maybe he's planning on training units now. He does have a little stack here, although not much of one. Pakal has to be... Does he have rifles yet? He's got to be close. Or is Pakal doing his let's research everything except rifling tech again? Yeah. Yeah, he's way down here at communism and rifling and military tradition are just sitting here. Well, he'll have to pick them up soon enough. Like, he's not going to have a choice. He's going to have to research them. Mansa picked up calves when he picked up rifles. Because he already had military tradition, I think. I think he already had military tradition. Well, the question now is whether De Gaulle or Qin will be the one to get the kill on Gandhi, because I don't see either one of them signing peace at this point. This has been kind of a strange game. I mean, it played out, I guess, the way we were thinking about it, with like the low peace weight civs would hate Gandhi and come attack him. But I thought that Mansa would give a little bit more assistance. I also thought that Pakal would not struggle this much against Peter. Again, I think the city's going to get retaken. I don't think Peter can hold this. But yeah, it's been a surprising struggle. And Mansa's like, by the way, I'm on biology. Alright, no, they're going to sign peace, and that city will remain in Peter's hands. Could be significant, because Qin and Pakal could be in a race for second here. Maybe. But yeah, Qin has cleaned up so much territory from this war. Like, De Gaulle has picked up 3 cities, but they're so crushed by culture. Like, after Gandhi's gone, he'll finally be able to get something out of these, but clearly there's been a lot more gain for Qin out of this war than De Gaulle. Yeah, I don't know what Pakal's doing, why he's falling on his face so badly. That was a war that he very easily should have won. So there goes another city. Qin took that one, and now it's just Varanasi left. So at the current rate, it does not look like Gandhi's going to survive to... how many units are in this? Oh, 40 units? Okay. Does not look like Gandhi's going to survive to turn 200. I thought he would when that siege initially failed at Delhi, but then they came back and took it, and that was pretty much it. I thought he'd be able to hold out there a little bit longer. Well, it does not look like my second place prediction for Gandhi is going to happen in this game. That seems unlikely at this point, as there's a gazillion French units running around over here. Maybe Qin can slip in here and get the garbage kill. No, if anything, Qin probably deserves this kill more than De Gaulle does. He's done more to make this happen. Who did the statue of Zeus go to? Good question. That's a pretty key. You know what? Let's wait for Gandhi's elimination, then we'll check to see who has all the wonders. So it is De Gaulle who picks this up. I guess that makes sense. He had a huge army and he moved before. Defensive pact. Nope. I wonder if I was going to say, I wonder if Pakal would sign a defensive pact with him. Probably would. All right, we'll check who ended up with what wonder. No, all right, let's see. So wonders, key wonders. All right, Apostolic Palace is still in the hands of Maya. Let's see. China got Shwedagon Paya. China got Chichen Itza. France got the Hanging Garden. No, they already have built that themselves. And China, okay, so China got all the key wonders. China has Statue of Zeus as well. So it looks like China got all the key stuff. So De Gaulle, yeah, he got some things out of that war. I wouldn't say he got quite as much as you would think. So let's look at the bar graph real quickly. Well, okay, this is, so like, yeah, Gandhi died. This could be a problem for the rest of the field. This might be a problem long term if they can't do something about this. Because like in food, Qin's going to surpass Mansa here. And in power, these civs are like equal with him. But the problem is he's just so far ahead in tech. Mansa is not far away from picking up assembly line. It's like and that'll be another crucial tech for him to pick up, because mostly for the production he'll get via factories. Like if I compare this to Chin, I mean, Mansa's like a full era ahead right now. Yeah, relations are the other crucial thing. Okay, so it's a lot of friendly faces on there. A lot of friendly faces. This is a good, I mean, if you're Mansa, you got to be liking this. He's cautious with, Chin's cautious with him. De Gaulle does not like him. That's probably the biggest malice on here. And Mansa freaking hates Chin, but other than that, it's pretty peaceful on here. Like, Pakal is pleased. Now, Pakal can declare war at pleased. Peter is somewhat shockingly pleased with him. Pretty friendly setup on the whole. So, I would say that's a pretty good diplomatic situation for Mansa. Chin is the only one who really dislikes him. And he dislikes Chin, but Mansa seems content to just sit here and tech. So we're back to a peaceful world for the moment. And note that Pataliputra did revolt once, so if it revolts again, it'll flip to Mansa. I think there's a decent chance of that happening. This game's also been moving pretty quickly, which is nice because we had such long games previously. Now, if Mansa dies, then this game will go on forever because no one else is close. Oh, and Chin just went free religion. That's actually going to improve his relations with Mansa. Yeah, now Mansa's pleased with him. Or he's pleased with Mansa. Mansa still hates him for declaring war on him. But he's pleased with Mansa, and I don't believe that Chin will declare war at pleased. I know De Gaulle will not declare war at pleased. He's annoyed, though, so he could. De Gaulle will only declare war on Mansa, for what that's worth. Yeah, Mansa's on steam power. Can Pakal please die? Pakal just seems to be sitting there teching along. And then there's Peter, who's so far behind. But diplomatically, his situation seems to be pretty decent. We just looked at all the bar graphs, so I'm not going to update stuff. I will go ahead and... I know some of you are going to ask for the medieval music because it's turn 200, so I will go ahead and do that. I'll just anticipate your request. There we go. Chin will plot it pleased? Okay. Thank you for the information, J. Scott. I didn't realize that. I thought he was one of the ones who did not, but I'm wrong.
It is entirely seemly for a young man killed in battle to lie mangled by the bronze spear. In his death, all things appear fair.
Yes, only the top two. If you don't finish in the top two, you get nothing. For this, there's no more chances after this. For the playoffs, we just have the top two move on. So the most likely thing we would see right now would be De Gaulle declaring on Mansa. And Pakal, okay, so Pakal just dropped the same religion that he had been sharing with Mansa. So he lost a big shared faith bonus between the two of them. So that actually complicates, and Mansa just dropped whatever civic was giving him that boost with Chin. So Mansa's diplomatic situation just declined noticeably with those civic changes. I think he could take most of the other leaders 1v1. Maybe not Chin, because Chin is pretty large in terms of area. Now that said, Gandhi did just upgrade all his catapults to cannons, which is pretty nice. Now De Gaulle could attack Pakal, it's true. But every turn that goes by without a new war declaration is really good for Mansa. He just wants peace, and he wants to keep teching. He does not want someone to attack him. We'll see if anyone decides to. Continue to keep an eye on this city. It might not be able to flip because there's like a gazillion units in here. There's 50 units in here. That's probably enough to stop a flip completely. So maybe De Gaulle holds onto that city just by virtue of suppressing the flip odds by having a humongous garrison. Pretty large in terms of area. No, territory, I guess I should say. De Gaulle, Golden Age. Yeah, look at all those Chinese cities. Jeez. It's a lot of territory. Mansa is building a lot of cabs right now, for what that's worth. Look at Peter over there. I wonder if he's planning something against someone. Nope, went back to all research again. So much for that. Just wanted to crank out a round of units, I guess. That poor city. It's just it's really curious as to whether. Oh, and he crammed in another city, put that city there just to mess with De Gaulle. It's just questionable as to whether Mansa's going to be able to get out of this with a space victory, or if someone's going to come after him. There's an awful lot of French units in this little pocket of French culture here. You hope De Gaulle dies horribly. Well, I think De Gaulle just declared war on Mansa, because I see a ton of units in Mansa's territory. I'm pretty sure that's what just happened. Okay, so I think Mansa takes De Gaulle pretty easily. The question is, does someone else join this war, or does Mansa take De Gaulle out and snowball? Mansa's like a full generation ahead on tech. He's got rifles and calves. He's fighting against longbows and medieval units and cuirassier. Also, the main army of De Gaulle is very exposed because it's way over here in the east. And it looked like a lot of them just got wiped out. Well, we can't see it for a turn or two on the power bar graphs. Oh, well, should still see where they are. So here's the question. Can De Gaulle get Qin to join him? If not, he's in trouble. If yes, Mansa's in trouble. Okay, well that city was just... Mansa did just lose the city, although he just took another city back. A lot of units just got traded there. Double city changing hands. Pataliputra captured and all Lille captured. If Mansa's smart, he would snap up these cities first and then turn and wheel to the west. These cities are almost impossible for De Gaulle to defend because he doesn't even control his own first string of tiles. Also, the cannons are a problem. Yeah, the cannons are a problem. It's very hard when the siege units aren't even suicide siege units. They just go in and they don't die. They just do all the collateral. That tends to be a problem. So the Western Front doesn't seem like it's seeing a lot of action right now. There's a revolt in Kalakmul, but that city will never flip back to Pakal because it was directly captured from him in war. Alright, so it's still early, but this seems to be not going well for De Gaulle. It does not seem to be going well. I'm looking at Qin, and he doesn't seem to be plotting war right now, for what I can tell. De Gaulle, yeah, he just lost another. Okay, he's getting cleaned up badly. This is not going well. And he was in a golden age too, so that makes it even worse. You just don't want to be fighting with like muskets and maces against someone who's all rifles, all calves. And yeah, and Mansa just converted again. And now airships as well, too. So I think all these cities are going to fall pretty darn fast. Yeah, I think De Gaulle's chosen unwisely, too. His answer here is he needs Qin to join the war against Mansa, which is very doable. Look at this. See, he's annoyed. Like, that is the salvation for De Gaulle. But if Mansa snowballs through here quick enough, that won't even be an opportunity for that. We'll see, though. Like, that's the big question. Mansa is just going to tear apart De Gaulle 1v1. So far it hasn't happened. This city, Varanasi, is going to get captured. Pakal builds a shrine! It's like, yeah, Pakal is in this game, apparently. He's doing stuff. He just lost a city to Peter, who's way behind him in tech. Okay, yep, stuff is happening. Pakal seems to be pretty useless. Maybe, this might be good for Pakal. Maybe he's about to grab rifling. Maybe this actually is good for him, and he can start taking territory from Peter, because he is about to get rifling, and Peter is just so far behind. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. Main focus is on the war between de Gaulle and Mansa, though. Somehow this city has not fallen yet. I don't know how. The Western Front doesn't seem to be seeing as much action. Pakal still seems to have been caught off guard by this attack by Peter. Yeah, Pakal is finally headed for rifling. Mercifully headed for rifling. A lot of you really seem to dislike Pakal right now. Also, building castles is not going to do anything for de Gaulle, because his opponent has all gunpowder units at this point. Oh, wow, okay. That was 3 requests to join wars in the same turn. And so that's obviously another city that was captured. Bombay is probably not going to last much longer either. And Mansa is on assembly line as well, so that'll get him factories and infantry. He's been throwing units over here at Arian, the former Barb city. Not even like a major organized stack, just like throwing individual units here. And it's been pretty successful. And also, why are there random cannons up here? There was probably a de Gaulle unit just walking through and got pounced on by the cannons, I guess. I don't know why de Gaulle has workers up here. Or what the heck's going on. I'm very confused. Well, Mansa's more than 3 techs away from tanks. There's a lot of prerequisites to get over. Or, let me see. Let's check where he is on the tree, shall we? Oh, I guess you're right. You're right. He is only 3 techs away. He needs assembly line, electricity, industrialism. You're right. He is closer than I thought. Now, granted, he's dropping in to pick up fascism first. Probably for the Free Great General. And maybe Police State Civic. It doesn't hurt him to go into this as much because he can just revolt with the civics. He can pop in and out of different civics. Can we get a bar graph update? Sure. Wow, this is... Oh my god. This is not going well for de Gaulle. He is getting his ass kicked in this war. He is getting destroyed. And at the moment, Qin is not plotting war. So, yeah. At the moment, not plotting war. Could change. Not just yet, though. Don't mess with Mansa. He is a fearsome customer. Yeah, he's got a lot of cannons. As soon as they get over here, Bombay is going to fall. He's got another little stack. Yeah, he's starting to press in towards the French corps. Hasn't really started that yet, because most of his forces are over here, but it's just a matter of time. And he's got the factories going up. And he'll upgrade all his rifles to infantry once he has the gold for it. Here's a de Gaulle stack for some reason. How close is de Gaulle to rifles? Because he needs rifles badly at this point. He's going for a corporation, and he's going to spend a long time on that. Not the best decision. Although for some reason Mansa just turned all his units around. I don't know why he turned away from Bombay. Whatever, he's got more units over here. You would think he'd just attack this city because it's such an easy target, but, AI logic. Maybe he's moving this stack around. I don't know. Once he has the gold for it, this is Mansa. Yeah, fair point. Fair point. He just threw 2 random cabs at Bombay and they almost captured the city. Like, once you get this far ahead in tech, you can just have a unit walk up to a city, attack, and still kill the defenders. I mean, there's a pike and 2 swords in Bombay right now. That's not going to intimidate anyone. Like, in this city area, the defenders are getting attacked by random cabs, and the cabs are killing them. Plus, once he finishes factories, it's a unit. It's like 1 unit every single turn in every city, or something close to that. Did Pakal take that city back? No, he didn't. He is sieging those cities, though. And for whatever reason, Bombay has been left alone now. I don't know. AI prioritizing. No, Pakal still has not taken back either of his cities. He has a stack here that's working on the defenders. Sure, we can reveal the map. Yeah, I can't figure out where Mansa sent his army. Oh, you know what it is? It's because he's in the process of building railroads, so that's doing weird things to the pathfinding of his units. He is going to get the Pentagon for another free promotion on every unit. So I don't know where the main Malonese stack is. Somewhere. It's got a fair number of units in this city. Gao. Whatever. They'll show up sooner or later. As they roam around the map. You would think he would just walk onto this tile. Kind of struggling right now. Oh, here, okay. Here's his big stack now. So apparently he did want to go for Aryan. He's got, I mean, not a huge stack. There's only 20-something units. Hello. I hope your day's going well. You're like, come on, Chin. Yeah, well, Chin still doesn't even have rifling, much less assembly line. He's quite a ways behind. Mansa's on, like, jet engines or something like that. And meanwhile, Pakal is still struggling to defeat an enemy who is, like, 2 generations behind in military tech. But now that it's rifles against longbows, I think he will finally be able to turn that around, I think. Chin, yeah, so there goes Aryan. Chin is the one actor who's, like, the wild card right now. Oh, he did finally take that city over. Okay. Alright, so no need for Mansa to worry about his eastern front. Now he can just completely concentrate on de Gaulle's core. If anyone's going to ride to save de Gaulle, it's going to have to be pretty soon, because I don't see de Gaulle lasting too much longer. Now that it's not even a 2-front war, Mansa can pull all his units to over here. He has railroads, so they'll be able to move across his territory very quickly. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just 7 cities left. Like, that's not bad in the early game, but Mansa has, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, Mansa's double his size and almost 2 generations ahead in military tech. It's going to get ugly. And plus, Mansa's not that far away from tanks, right? We had that pop up in the chat before. He just needs electricity and industrialism, and he's running out of things to research that are not electricity or industrialism. Artillery would be a really smart pickup as well. Artillery units, strength 18 siege units. Like, if you hit a musket with an artillery, it just it gets ugly really fast. Oh, and Pakal, yeah, he's still in this game, still doing stuff. Or something. Will he be able to recapture his cities that he lost to a medieval army? We'll see. Okay, so he took back this city. Let's see if he can get back Kalakmul now. Here's the Malonese army moving forward. Like, with those cannons, he can just take out the defenses so fast. Now de Gaulle's about to get wrecked as Mansa sends his actual army. Yeah. Well, I mean, he already lost everything he captured in India. Plus, he lost one of his core cities. The one he took from Gandhi super early in the game. All right, and there, so Kalakmul retaken. So we now finally see that... what was I going to say? Oh, we finally see that Pakal is able to recapture his original core. And I suspect that he'll start mowing over Peter too. So it'll be interesting to see Mansa, Chin, Pakal, if that's what we're down to. It looks like we're going to be down to that reasonably soon. Is he going to attack Marseille or wait another turn? Wait another turn, apparently. Note that Chin also still does not have rifling. He's just on education. He's building research in most of his cities, but... not to the same extent that Mansa. Mansa, it's like he is perfectly willing to sit there building research in all his cities, but once he gets into a war, man, he does not pull his punches. Paratroopers, the Pentagon's about to finish. Mansa doesn't screw around once he actually gets into a war. On rocketry now. Certainly not making a determined beeline for tanks, but he'll get them sooner or later. Yeah, and completing the Pentagon is really nice for him. All that free XP on every unit. Still cranking out the cannons, too. Please no Pakal. Well, I mean, right now it doesn't look like Pakal's going to make it, because Chin is in pretty good shape. But remember, Mansa and Chin are not on great terms, so they could go to war, and Mansa could snap up some of that territory, and we could have a Mansa Pakal finish. Which I know is not what a lot of you wanted. Oh, I realized I never wrote down... Oh, and there it is. That's de Gaulle almost certainly pulling him into war. All right, now it gets more serious. I realized I never actually wrote down what turn Gandhi died on. I'll have to pull the exact turn he died, but from when I go back and look at this. But let me write that down before anything else happens. So first eliminated was Gandhi. He finishes in last for this. And I didn't write down that it was de Gaulle who got the kill, wasn't it? Pretty sure it was de Gaulle who picked up the kill. It's actually 3 kills for him this season. Okay, so back to the actual action. All right, so this makes, yeah, the music is pretty funny, right? So that makes this a more interesting 197. Thank you guys. You guys are on top of it. Okay. Playoff 2, turn 197. Great, thank you so much. Okay, so back to the current setup. So Qin has a large army. If we look at the power graph, he's pretty close to Mansa. Now the problem is he needed to join the war when it was like this on the power bar graphs. De Gaulle's already lost his entire army, so de Gaulle is going to contribute very little at this point. And Mansa's got a huge lead in tech. Mansa has, he has railroads, he has machine guns, he has infantry. He's fighting an army that's made up of cuirassiers and muskets, and he has infantry and cavs, and he's about to get tanks soon. So it's true, Qin does have a lot of units. Here's his main stack. He's got 30, 40 something units over here. But this is probably not going to end well. Qin needed to make his move sooner, I think. This is going to keep de Gaulle alive for a while longer, though. So now everybody in the games is tied up in a war of some kind. We'll see. I think Varanasi is going to get captured, though. Albeit at, pretty up. So Varanasi and Bombay taken. Now, can he hold them? I don't know. But hey, the initial strike went well. And there's another force moving around up here. But yeah, I mean, look, it's Choco News, Pikes, Trebs. Yeah. Mansa's going to win the 1v1 unit matchups pretty heavily when it comes to fighting against Qin. De Gaulle also is not going for rifling. And so that war comes to a close. God forbid that Pakal do something interesting. He's on assembly line now. So yeah, well, we'll see. Mansa will have to regroup and counterattack here, which I think he will do. He's kind of got to clean up the initial stacks. Pakal, the most consistent second place. He's like, I'm very good at tagging along on the behind a stronger, better leader. More requests to join wars. Okay, so yeah, the attack forces down here look like they're been mopped up by Mansa for the time being. And now he's on electricity, which would open up tanks as a next research. Industrialism is his next tech, potentially. I am trying to watch de Gaulle and Qin to see if they go for rifling, which I haven't seen either of them go for. Yeah, this city I don't think is going to get captured. Maybe, though. There's not that many infantry, but there's not that many attackers. We'll see. Maybe if he gets some good dice rolls and Mansa doesn't reinforce, which he should. Where is... Okay, so Mansa's main force seems to be down here. He retook Varanasi. which was didn't pop up because I didn't refresh the map, which I have to do pretty frequently here in the late game. Oh yeah, and nukes. He could also open up nukes, although he would have to build the Manhattan Project to pull that off, of course. Let's just see what's been going on with the bar graphs since we... Look, yeah, the bar graphs are diverging. See? Doesn't look like it's gone that well for Qin. Mansa's power keeps going up and his is going down. Just too hard to win those 1v1 unit matchups. So did Tadmeka get attacked or not? I can't tell. Qin's certainly bringing enough units up here. No, didn't get attacked yet. The paratrooper with 24 strength is actually a pretty good unit against the medieval stuff that is being brought in here. Okay, Bombay's going to get retaken. Mansa's... He seems to be counterattacking into China right now. He's leaving De Gaulle alone for the most part. He seems to have a beef to pick with Qin. He does not seem happy. Meanwhile, Pakal is like, yes, keep attacking him. Pakal got a city from Peter in his peace. Oh, he got Yukata. Okay, I did not see that. Good, thanks for picking that out. 6 turns to tanks. Qin is super dead. Well, let's put it this way. Whoever doesn't sign peace with Mansa is dead. Because I expect one of these two to sign a peace treaty. Yeah, so this is what happens when you're just so far behind in tech. Qin attacked. Mansa's units got red lines, but he wasn't able to kill any of them because he's just so far behind in terms of research. So now the ride is on. Now the march to the sea is on. Qin's supply lines can get cut pretty easily. Let's stay here so where we can see the borders. Like if Mansa pushes through here, he can cut off all the cities down here in the south. If he just takes Shandong and Calcutta, he can cut off all the cities in the east, right? Like, he can really mess with Qin's supply lines. Granted, it's a video game. You don't really have supply lines in the way you would in the real world, but it does make the logistics of moving the units back and forth very difficult. And Mansa does have the interior lines of reinforcement because he can move back and forth in his own territory really easily. He's going to take it on the Qin. Ayy! All right, well played, well said. Going to take it on the Qin. But yeah, most of Mansa's units are just not dying in combat. Like, Qin attacks, his units die. Mansa attacks, his units survive and promote and get stronger. Yeah, he just cleaned up that whole siege of Tadmeka. Just got completely cleaned up with with very few units lost on Mansa's part. Yeah, you can see the bar graph's just getting lower. Pakal, though, is on the rise. How does Pakal feel about people? Peter looks like he would probably be the target. Now, again, Pakal can declare war at pleased, but Peter would seem to be his most likely target. Or we could just have Mansa kill everyone. Maybe that's the way the game ends. Mansa just kills everyone. Gets to tanks an era and a half before anyone else in the game, and then just uses his tanks to destroy everyone. That said, where's his next push coming? Gonna have to push towards one of these two at some point. Waiting on industrialism, I guess. Xi'an would seem like a pretty viable target to attack because it's so close to his borders. Or Shandong. Also very vulnerable. I don't know, we'll see. Mansa will pull out I'm sure he has some kind of stack building somewhere. Yeah, Mansa has railroads, exactly. He did take out China's field army. Oh yeah, Qin does have Statue of Zeus, correct. The Statue of Zeus is in Delhi, so that would be a very crucial city to control. So it's true, maybe war weariness is hurting him here. There have been an awful lot of units traded back and forth. Of course, Mansa could just go police state and cut his war weariness, so he wouldn't have to worry about that. And there's the first tank, getting ready to roll out. Where are you planning on attacking, Mansa? Where's his main force? He's got to have a big force somewhere, because he's got so high up on the power bar graphs. I see a lot of like individual... Oh, here, I think this... No, that's not that many units. Well, wait, he has 18 calves. Okay. He's got like a medium-sized stack there, but nothing huge. Not like a 50 unit stack or something. Oh well, we'll see. Sooner or later he'll move them. Yeah, Peter's the sick man. Sick man of game 2, I agree. He's just been clinging to life for a long time. Well, there's a tank rolling out here. So Pakal just launched a Mausoleum Enhanced Golden Age. Nice for him. Okay, and Mansa's made peace with De Gaulle, which is very bad news for Qin. Because now Mansa will be able to send everything against Qin. That also probably cleared up some of his war weariness. So, good for De Gaulle. Not so good for the Chinese. Here we go. Alright, so he's decided that his next target's going to be Shandong. Qin is still not researching rifling. Mansa's on radio, which is going to unlock bombers for him. As De Gaulle does a big civic swap. De Gaulle got very lucky. It's not entirely luck, because like leaders are much more likely to come to the aid of someone they have good relations with, and the relationships aren't like totally based on luck. But yeah, that was still fortunate for him. Yeah, so this pretty much tells the story of the war. De Gaulle crushed, Qin humbled, tanks rolling out. I think Qin is like trying to attack at Bombay. It's not working. I'm just kind of surprised Mansa's not pushing any faster, given that it's, you know, infantry and tanks against freaking longbows. He should just be rolling over Qin right now. But it is the AI, to be fair. Yeah, it's like, get rifling, China. Why are you so stupid? Still, it's difficult not to capture cities when you're working with tanks. Well, that's kind of interesting. De Gaulle signs defensive pact with Peter. We'll keep that in mind. So if Pakal declares on Peter, which is quite likely, he's going to be in a two-front war. And a bunch of paratroopers landed over here. I don't know what this tank is doing. Yeah, Mansa is not exactly pedal to the metal here. Although this paratrooper who dropped next to this city might just be able to kill the longbow and the pike and the sword, because it's that much stronger. Yeah, Mansa really does seem to be more interested. Yeah, alright, so now that a tank pulled over, this city's going to get captured. Although a cuirassier went to reinforce, so maybe it'll last another turn or two. There's just like, instead of putting stacks together, Mansa has like random units wandering around. China does have a lot of units, they're very outdated in terms of tech. Yeah, the tank, you can't stop the tank. Too strong. Tank too strong. So note that the score for... Oh, well, Mansa's close to mass media, which is kind of interesting. I wonder if Qin could get himself voted in the UN. Let's see how people feel about Qin. Peter would vote for him, but that's about it. Mansa, could he get elected? No, not popular enough. So I don't think maybe De Gaulle. He is friendly with two of these. He'd have to be nominated, though. I don't think he's going to have a score high enough to get. I don't think his population is going to be high enough to get nominated. So diplomatic victory probably not viable at this point. But it's fun to think about. And it's turn 250. We'll do a big overview. Mansa, you could yeah, I'm surprised. He does have artillery now. Still not really accelerating the pace of this game. Mostly he's building wonders in his core. Building Eiffel Tower and industrial parks. Still, it's like I said, it's pretty much impossible for him not to capture cities, no matter how bad his targeting is. Alright. So score, Mansa's leading. Production, Mansa's way ahead. Pakal is catching up a little bit because he finally has factories of his own. GMP, Mansa's way ahead. Food, Qin and Mansa are actually quite close in food. For now. Power, he's way ahead. Pakal's in second. Culture, he's way ahead. Espionage, ahead. If you want research rate, de Gaulle's at 430, Mansa's at 1700, Pakal's at 1200, Peter 400, Chin 400. Yeah, see, he's only going to get further ahead because he's researching at quadruple the speed of China. And yes, the techs get more expensive, but they don't get that much more expensive. All right, here's Chin. He is like late Renaissance. For some reason, he's gone for physics and keeps ignoring rifling, which is silly. Peter is even further behind. Peter's not even close to rifling. He's like early Renaissance. Pakal is mid-industrial. Pakal's about to get tanks too, which is interesting. De Gaulle doesn't have rifling either. He's like De Gaulle and Chin are like the same place, and then Mansa's obviously the furthest ahead. Mass media. He's about to enter the modern era. He has pretty much all the industrial techs, and he's about to enter the modern period. Yeah. It's like, this is why I couldn't pick against Mansa either. He's just too good of a leader. Like, sure, if he's in a really bad spot, if he's in a strong field, but like this was not a field where I saw him experiencing a lot of problems, especially because Gandhi was there to take a lot of the early game heat off him. Yeah, that's a useless wonder for him since he's spiritual. Since Gandhi was there to take the heat off him, he just needs to make it to like the mid game without getting roughed up, and that was good enough in this match. It is a little bit puzzling that he is not taking territory faster in this war, though. Like, he probably doesn't need to be this defensive. Oh well, it's the AI. Once he finishes building his current crop of wonders, he'll start churning out more units, and maybe at that point he'll be more aggressive. Yeah, his weakest unit is like 50% stronger than Chin's best unit. Maybe Chin will finally get ready to go. Oh, wait. What's this? Is he upgrading or is he culturing? Up. 100% culture! Mansa has apparently decided he has enough tech. So he's gone over to 100% culture. That's interesting. I wonder if he'll stick with this. Where is he on? Okay, and he actually has some pretty good cities from a cultural perspective, too. He's already at 15k. So let's see what happens. Cultural conquest here. Some people are like, no! He did build the Eiffel Tower. That's going to help him in that regard. He could always stop, too. It is possible. My beautiful spaceship victory. Yeah, I thought if we saw a cultural victory, it would be Gandhi who'd pull it out, but, you know, not guaranteed. Chin is finally heading for rifling, so maybe he'll be able to hold out. Also, there's a big stack of artillery that's moved forward. Pakal seems to have stopped his military buildup for right now. If he declares on Peter, though, he will trigger the defensive pact, which should still be in operation. Oh, and Xi'an is... Yeah, okay, so finally we've seen a stack from, like a legit stack from Mansa with tanks and infantry. City Raider infantry, because they've obviously been upgraded. You can't, of course, build City Raider infantry. So maybe he's going to take out a city or two before rifling gets completed. He's pressuring Xi'an and Chengdu right now. Oh, and he's paradropped over here at Agra. Can be hard to see the front line. What's the finished time? Oh yeah, good question. Let's see what it is. Okay, so right now, Mansa's lowest city is Gao at 17,232. 17,232. Okay. So he just took Xi'an and Chengdu. First big turn of moving forward for a while in this war with Mansa. I wanted to screenshot the two cities falling. Okay, so he just pushed forward. Note that Chin's score is starting to fall. Yeah, it's true. You're right. I was talking about rifling as though it mattered. I mean, it helps, right? It's better than longbows, but you are correct. I mean, at this point with tanks on the field, even rifles get slaughtered by tanks. I mean, at least there'll be a road bump in the process, though. The longbows are ridiculous. All right, so Gao increased 17,669. Didn't increase very fast. It went up by about 450 culture at this point. I think he'll be able to increase it more than that with time. But right now at 450 culture, we're looking at 70 more turns right now. I think he'll be able to speed it up more than that. But yeah, we're looking at a slower finish than space, that's for sure. He was going to finish the spaceship by like turn 310 or something. All right, so obviously the UN's done. All right, so all the border cities have now been captured. And it does look like Qin's going to fall below Pakal in score, much to the dismay of a lot of our people in the contest. Yeah, I don't know what Mansa was waiting for, but whatever it was, he's decided to push forward now, and his tanks are just destroying those longbows. All right, so interesting. Qin actually is the Secretary General. I didn't see that happening because he pulled votes from Mansa get no one to vote for him. Again, I don't think Qin can actually win the election. I don't think he's popular enough for that. But because Pakal will not vote for him, and he needs Pakal's votes. And he's also continuing to drop, but de Gaulle would vote for him. Peter maybe, because they are friendly. I don't think that he can win the UN election, especially not with his own pop continuing to fall as he loses cities. But hey, something to watch. So another city fell, Macau, as Mansa continues to get further ahead. Interesting how he's ignoring these cities down here and just pushing straight into like the core of China. Also, there's like a gazillion Chinese frigates over here because Mansa has very few port cities. I think he has 3 down in the deep tundra. Yeah, Pakal's now in second. Well, we do see some Chinese rifles on the scene. I think Mansa's healing after that big push before he gets ready to go and push again. Also, Peter is still alive and in this game somehow. Here comes the tanks. Once Hangzhou falls, it's going to open up a big hole in Chinese culture too. It's going to cut off the eastern cities from the northern ones. Might as well just keep advancing turns here. Here comes another stack. Yeah, there's... Wait, where was that? Oh, I didn't even realize that. Okay. So Delhi falling is key because remember the statue of Zeus is in there. So that's going to increase Qin's war weariness by a lot and decrease Mansa's by a lot. Stop with the rifles talk. Hey, we already went over this. It's better than having longbows. Like, it's better than nothing. Better to have rifles than longbows. Yeah, Mansa, he looks pretty safe at this point. I don't see anyone stopping him in terms of power. Or GMP. I don't see anyone stopping him there either. Mansa, I mean, I guess he's throwing away his tech lead. I don't think it matters that much considering how far ahead he is. Alright, so global free religion. The random tank just wandering in the desert. If Mansa were to go to war with de Gaulle, he could actually win by domination. Like, if he takes China's land plus France's land, he'd be very close to domination. Free religion succeeds. Oh, so everyone's going to free religion. That scrambles the diplomacy a little bit. It means... not that much, really. Although Pakal is now, what is this, cautious with everyone other than Qin. Still wonder, is that defensive pact still in place? Yes, it is still in place. So Pakal, all right, well, if Pakal declares war, he's probably attacking Peter. -9 with Peter. All right, there goes another city. Whoops. Probably hit next turn a little too fast. And I was wrong. Taking Hangzhou did not open up a big hole in the culture. Still needs to take one more city to do that. That said, Shanghai looks like the next target. That's pretty well defended. Yeah, Mansa has more power than every leader put together. That's correct. He's just he's unleashed at this point. His culture's not increasing that quickly. It is a shame that he decided to call off his spaceship and go for a cultural win. Sometimes the AI just does that, and it doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense. They just kind of do their own thing sometimes. Looks like a tank attacked this city, but did not kill the defender. Do you like the swarms of calves that are like riding together with tanks? The two of them joined together. One other thing I'll try to highlight right here is note how all the defenses of Shanghai just disappeared. That was bombers striking the city from the air. Another reason why the AI can move so much faster in the late game. Just all the border cultural defenses just disappear instantly. This city was not targeted. Oh, well, Timbuktu is already legendary. Okay. Unfortunately, he needs some more. He needs 2 more. And he's still a ways away. I wouldn't be surprised if another city ended up jumping Gao. That doesn't seem to be that great of a cultural producer. Right, here it is down here. Alright, so Shanghai captured. And it looks like Agra was captured as well. So China's being hacked apart into little bits at this point. We have the original core. We have the Eastern Peninsula, and then we have this city down here. Where's Mansa on dominate? Okay, so Mansa's, yeah, he's going to be at like 55% land area by the time this war's over. Again, if he attacks de Gaulle, or if de Gaulle is dumb enough to attack him, I don't know if de Gaulle's that stupid, but I mean, he is annoyed with Mansa. Mansa could just win by domination. Like he's close enough that China's going to put him very close to winning by dom, which is like something that no one predicted for this game. Certainly a lot closer than his stupid cultural victory, which he's not even close to. Yeah, it's pretty much just Mansa's armies grinding forward everywhere, taking more and more cities. There goes that one, another holy city, which, remember, Gandhi did build the shrine in that city. Yeah, he's quite a ways away in that city. I mean, you can see it's just not increasing very quickly. Needs another really strong cultural city. And he doesn't seem to have it right now. Soothing choral music, right? So what is it? There's 4 cities over here, and only 2 cities up in the original core of China. Yep, still mostly appears to be concentrating up there in the north. You'd think Gandhi would build culture in the cities that are going for legendary status or something like that. Not doing it, though. Maybe if if Mansa turned on Pakal. Mansa will declare war at pleased. He's one of the few high peace weight AIs who will. Elizabeth will also. I think those are the only two that spring to mind right now. Still, if this lasts long enough, Pakal could win by space. Like, Pakal could reach the end of the tech tree and win by spaceship. It's not impossible for that to happen. If Mansa takes too long. Remember, we do have precedent for that with Victoria suddenly deciding that she wants to go for a cultural victory for no apparent reason when she was, like, guaranteed to win by space. One of the stranger results. UN does have a stop the war resolution. Alright, here it is. Stop the war against Qin. Gonna take all... Mansa probably has enough votes to block that on his own, though. We'll see, maybe. Of course, Mansa might vote for it, too. That wouldn't be shocking if he did. We'll see what happens. If Mansa's units teleport, okay, it failed. So Qin tried to stop it, but Mansa voted no, and he practically had enough on his own. Yeah, he did. He had enough to block it on his own, because everyone else voted yes. Mansa was like, no, we're going to keep fighting this war. I want to finish off, he apparently wants to finish off Qin. Yes, and to be fair, Victoria was much less dominant than Mansa's been in this game. Absolutely, much less dominant. Mansa's been very dominant in this game. He doesn't seem to show any sign of stopping either. This stack is just all calves and a tank. Or no, just all calves. Not even any tanks with that one. Here's his main force, as far as I can tell. The Chinese are like, the frigates, they do nothing! Peter's very far behind. Oh, here comes the tanks to help out. Yeah, those calves were not able to kill. See, you know, you guys were knocking on me for the rifling thing. Well, here's where it made a difference. There was a stack of like 10 calves. If that had been longbows, they would have killed them all and taken the city. Instead, the calves were not able to kill the rifles. So there you go. That's the difference right there. But it's not going to stop Beijing from falling here. And now Mansa has a battleship out at sea, killing the wooden navy of the Chinese. Alright, so now we'll just watch this last peninsula get taken over. Voting for free religion yet again. Alright, okay, so wait, Mansa's at 55%. Could he get enough land area just by... He already has the population requirement. Could he get enough land area just by taking out this peninsula? I mean, remember, his culture is causing him to pick up additional tiles all over the place. So, like, he's grabbing tile... Like, if you look at these borders, his culture is dominant everywhere because he's running 100% on the slider. Maybe he can get to domination even without attacking someone else. That would be interesting. Because he only needs 9% more. He's going to get this territory up here, plus this corridor. I think he could be just short, but not by much. China evacuates into Pakistan. It does look a little bit like that. So, where's all those units, Mansa? Oh. Out here they come. He had to move them down from the northern area. He might want to be proactive about this too, because Pakal is making progress towards a spaceship. Like, okay, Pakal's a long way to go, but that cultural victory attempt is not moving very fast. Well, I guess it's picked up speed a little bit. You know what it is? Gao is no longer one of the cities. We're now, Kumbi Salah now is 29528. Let's see what that is. 29528. Oh yeah, we can. That's a great point. We could check Qin's to see what his victory is. All right, minus 30,246. Okay, so he's up to 700 culture per turn in his lowest city. So he needs 20k more at 700 per turn. Okay, so he's down to 30 turns. He's down to like 25 turns left to win by culture. All right. And Pakal has finally decided to do something. It looks like the defensive pact wore off. Yeah, it looks like the defensive pact wore off. Okay, so yeah, Peter's dead. Yeah, 700-ish culture. Yeah, about 30 turns. That would be good for me because I have turn 315, I think. So that would... I'd be pretty happy with the finish right around there. In other words, the lesson here is Mansa's so strong, it doesn't really matter whether he goes for culture or for space. He's still going to win an early victory anyway. Like, yeah, he's strong enough that it doesn't really matter. And Peter is going to die. Oh, and we didn't even do the comparison. Okay, so Mansa's at 56. Qin's at 4%. So Mansa's going to be around 60%, and that is not going to be enough. So he's going to be just short by like 3%. which he might be able to get if his borders keep expanding. It is possible. Yes, so I just checked Chin's land. I know I did forget there. So here's Peter's army of maces and war elephants against Pakal's infantry and tanks and such, and artillery. A little bit one-sided, just a little bit. The Milanese destroyers should be taking out the defenses of the cultural defenses of these cities. It's a shame. Okay, so Mansa now this time had enough votes to make himself the Secretary General. It's a shame that the war between Pakal and Peter didn't trigger when that defensive pact was still in operation. It would have been amusing to see Pakal have to take on de Gaulle at the same time. Quick de Gaulle. Yeah, it doesn't look like this is going to last much longer for either of the two runt civs. Chin's fall from grace is pretty amazing because Chin was in such a strong position in this game right up until he picked a fight with Mansa, and then that was pretty much it. Bye-bye. Yeah, you would like people to jump into your war. Unlikely to happen, though. Yeah, this was a... Oh, that's right. Wait, Peter started this war? I thought Pakal started it. No, Pakal started this most recent war. No, Pakal started this most recent incarnation of the war. Peter repeatedly picked previous versions of it, but Pakal started this most recent one. I think this is it for Chin. Alright, so he lasted a long time, but not quite long enough. Turn 293, I think. Turn 293, with Mansa getting the very deserved kill credit. Alright, goodbye to China. Farewell, Chin. You played a good game, but you made one critical mistake, and that was declaring war on Mansa. I think it was at the behest of de Gaulle wanted him to do it, but that backfired. Turn 293. Okay, and Mansa gets the kill. 2 kills for Mansa this year now. He had 1 in his opening round game, 1 in this game. Looks like that's all he's going to get. Pour one out for Chin, I know, right? So yeah, 59% on land area, 64% needed. That's going to get maybe 2% more, and then it'll be 3% short. So now the main thing we watch is this other war, and also keep an eye on the cultural attempt from Mansa. All right, 34... He's at 34, almost 35,000. He's about to get his second legendary city. So yeah, probably about 20-ish more turns. Assuming that nothing else happens, obviously. Peter has 3 cities left. Boy, Peter really had a terrible game, didn't he? I mean, honestly, at this point, the game is so Mansa heavy. It's like no one really had a very good game aside from Mansa. Alright, no trade routes. 60%. Still not quite there. As the destroyers are running around. Sinking all the like galleons and frigates. Alright, Rostov. Then it's just Moscow and Yaroslavl, which is itself getting killed by destroyers as they take out these poor frigates. Peter's technology is totally irrelevant at this point. If you'd like to hear industrial music here at the very end of the game, we can certainly do that. What can I toss in here for industrial? Sure, this works. At this point, de Gaulle is... There's not many turns left in this game. De Gaulle is not very relevant right now either. Moscow, and then it's just a matter of walking down there. Dejene is legendary culture. So Kumbi Salah needs 13k more. Let's just let this play out for the time being against the the remaining Russian city, which still only has longbows. Just got paradropped, not surprisingly. Can Peter survive to turn 300? Looks like he's going to. Couldn't kill the defenders fast enough. Well, I think he dies on turn 300. I don't know if that counts as surviving to turn 300 or not. But yeah, it looks like he dies turn 300. he had a ship defending in there for a little while. Alright, turn 300. Alright, farewell to Peter. Peter played the worst game in this. I mean, I would say he played a worse game than Gandhi. Alright, Peter. What a terrible performance by Peter. He just never got going the entire game. He was always behind at everything. So Pakal claims a kill. That's his second of the competition. Peter eliminated turn 300. Nice round number. Turn 300. Alright, so he's out too. Okay. Boy, Peter and Chin going out back-to-back at really close there. Peter thought he was building Apache, Apache longbows. Researching railroad while on one city. I know, right? Pakal is before Peter, so 299. Alright, so let's get a... We don't really need to check the bar graphs. We know what the situation is. We know really far ahead. So Mansa is still furious with De Gaulle. Looks like De Gaulle's been doing stupid stuff with spies. He's cautious with Pakal. Mansa's not that warlike, but yeah, he could attack. Also, De Gaulle could attack. Your spy was caught causing trouble. -1. It's funny that their relationship is just -1. No other modifiers, just -1. And Pakal can declare war on either of his... Everyone can declare war on everyone. That's the situation we're in right now. They're all viable. Alright, Kumbi Salah, 39-230. Let's see what it gets to next turn. Probably be right around 40k. Oh, Pakal's building the Manhattan Project. If anyone declares on Mansa, he's going to win by domination. It's as simple as that. Alright. 39,941. So yeah, right, 700 beakers per turn, needs 10k more. We're looking at 15 more turns, right around 15 more turns. Oh, my finish date will be great if that comes to pass. I hope it does, because I'd be right on the nose. Yeah, 62%. So again, if Mansa fights anyone, he's going to be over this limit. He's also been grabbing a lot of he's also been grabbing tiles because he's been, he's been running 100% culture for a while now. But I think he's gotten just about everything he's going to get as far as grabbing tiles. Like, I don't think he can get 2% more land area from what's still out there. Could be wrong. I think I have 315 for the turn. I'm going to double check right now because I'm curious. Yeah, I picked 315, so I would be very happy with something finishing in like 10-ish turns. Yeah, if any border city well, it depends, maybe. If he could flip, if he could flip a border city, perhaps he would get the domination from that. Flipping a city might indeed do it. Yeah, there he is still at 62%. Looks like philosophical is going to be a terrible trait this season too. I'm not surprised. Yeah, I think the culture win is the most likely outcome. I don't anticipate someone being stupid enough to declare on Mansa at this point. Like, De Gaulle is behind, but he's not that stupid. I don't think he's that stupid. It's a miracle he survived in this game at all. Demand you cancel your deals with the vile French. We have open borders with them. Mobile artillery, one of the best units in the game. That's actually a unit that Mansa does not have because he's been on culture for like the last gazillion turns. But I don't think we're going to see anything happen for the last couple turns here. Could be wrong, but I'm not anticipating anything happening. Pakal does not deserve to be in the championship game. I don't know. He has outlasted a lot of other civs. I mean, he conquered his neighbor in this game. There is such a thing to research, right? I mean, it might be more exciting to watch someone go attack their neighbor, but like teching up the tree faster than your rivals really is something in this game. Like, that does mean something. I think Pakal has done reasonably well. I mean, okay, yeah, so he mostly got carried in the wildcard game, but he still was survived there at the end of the game. He did take some territory from, I can't remember who he got some land from, but he did get some land in that game. Yeah, it looks like we're going to stall out at the 62%. I mean, opinions can differ. Everyone's certainly entitled to their own thoughts, but I wouldn't say it's fair to say that like Pakal is undeserving. He hasn't been that bad this year. And yes, we can check the paragraph for the lulls as requested. I mean, it's about what you'd think, right? They're all kind of like that. Mansa's way ahead in every category. Every category under the sun, he's way ahead. Looks like 315 on the dot. That would be awesome. 100k. He might get his capital up to like 100k. The AI does not plan around the 3-city concept the way a human does. All right, 47792. Yeah, Timbuktu's going to hit 100,000 culture. Pretty amazing. Yeah, both wildcard leaders can make the championship. That's not surprising. Like, Kublai is, I think Kublai's quite good as far as an AI leaders go. Seems to have a good combination of being aggressive without being too insane about being aggressive. All right, 48,560. Yeah, either 2 or 3 more turns here. Oh, I have turn 315. I'd love to see that. Of course, I'm sure a number of other people also have turn 315. All right, 49. I think it's going to be turn 3. I think it's going to be turn 314. Yeah, I think one more turn. And yes, he did have the 100,000. I think this next turn gets it. No, I think it's 314. I could be wrong, but I think that's going to do it. Let's see. Either this turn or next turn. 314. I have 315, so that's... Okay. Yeah, have fun with that. Alright, 314. Wow. Just 9 wars. I'm disappointed I missed it by 1 turn, but I'm pretty... Oh, yeah, and now we get the cultural victory. Cultural victory! Not a lot of people had that. Yeah, like J-Man, I also had 315. So, slightly disappointed, but missing it by that close is still pretty good. You get 10 points if you get it exactly, 5 points if you're 1 off. Okay, let's watch the replay, then we'll look at the scoring contest, and then we'll get ready for next week's game. Okay, so here we go. Early game. I think the story of the early game was Mansa expanded really well, and Peter did not. Peter struggled enormously. Gandhi had a great start, but he kind of... All right, let me stop it here for a second. I think this city was really key, this one right here, because just imagine if Gandhi had managed to get this territory. He would have been significantly stronger, Chin would have been weaker. Maybe if he controls this territory, he's strong enough to push back those early invasions instead of getting defeated the way he was. I don't know. Obviously, it's a thought exercise, but, you know, Chin gets these 2 cities. Considering how strong Gandhi's early game was, I don't think it's out of the question that he could have gotten these. And then Chin is bottled up in his peninsula. Then Gandhi probably gets that Barb city. I don't know. Just could have been a different path, right? Anyway, so most of the... I think about, like we said, about half the field had Mansa picked to win. And that did happen. I mean, at this stage... Wait, hold on. Let me advance it to the point where Gandhi's collapsing. Because, like, at this point in the game, right? Like, let me just stop it here. At this point in the game, Gandhi's dying. Chin is getting huge in terms of his territory. De Gaulle is starting to pick up some territory. Mansa is, not in a great shape diplomatically. Like, at this point, there's a real chance he could lose, but I think Gandhi just stalled out long enough. Like, at all these turns, he just managed to hold long enough for Mansa to get so far ahead, and then De Gaulle was like, here, take all of the cities I conquered from India. You would never have taken them from Gandhi yourself, but I'm just going to hand them all over to you right now. And then we have Chin's fateful entry into the war, which, backfires with him slowly getting rolled up and killed. De Gaulle, yes, he had 3 kills in the competition, 2 in his opening round game. Let me just double check to make sure that's right. De Gaulle, yeah, he had 2 in his opening round game and a 3rd one in this game. That's correct. So we watched then as the 2 civs that got attacked are devoured, and then the game ends with De Gaulle still in the corner. And Pakal makes it in 2nd place. Okay. So Mansa first. I'll officially write it in. Pakal 2nd. De Gaulle did not get eliminated, but does not advance either. Not like last week's game where everyone who didn't advance all died. All right, and this was cultural. Turn 314. Pretty early finish, even for culture, even with the culture result. All right. I just wanted to take a picture. I was going to get a picture of the percentage. Let me do the one more turn to get that. All right. I wanted to see this, the victory screen. All right. Okay, so back to the main menu. All right, let's look at the picking contest, shall we? Let's find out who won in the contest for today. All right. Let's see. So only 9 wars. Very low. Our lowest ever was 6, by the way. That was a very slow game. All right, Mansa Musa won. Pakal 2nd. Reasonably popular there. Number of wars 9. Not going to be too many points in that category. Victory type cultural. Not going to be a ton of points there. Victory date 314. All right. Let's see. Actually, it looks like this is going to be a pretty good scoring game.